Hello. What's up tonight, everyone? I got stuck between this afternoon and tonight and ended up with the night. What's up tonight, everyone? Welcome. Fine Thursday to you all. Good to see you. What is up, Stone Ray Dogum? It's Dr. Chandelure. Zelda Zachbot, of course. Hey, what's up, Zelda Zach in person? Good to see you. Aussie Dave, good morning to you. Oh, yeah, I always forget. Australia's like the weirdest time zone for me. I think it's like almost exactly opposite, depending on where in Australia you are. Almost exactly opposite. So if it's like 6 p.m. here, it's probably like 6 a.m. I remember that from Pro Tours. Pro Tours are how, rest in peace, are how I know time zones mostly. From having to get up at ungodly hours to watch like Japanese Pro Tours, Australian Pro Tours. Oh, so how is everyone doing today? We are monitoring. I'm really excited about this deck for a couple of reasons. So I have two decks. We're starting with some Smallpox action, and there's two reasons I'm really hyped for this deck. Reason one is I like blowing up lands. And this deck has Smallpox. It has Vindicate, thanks to Modern Horizons 2. So we're blowing up lands. We're doing a little lingering, that type of stuff. The other reason I'm really hyped about this deck is it's built around Timeless Dragon. Timeless Dragon, a card that... Uh-oh. I might need to reload Moto. Timeless Dragon, a card that I laughed about when it was spoiled. I thought this was one of the least playable cards from Modern Horizons 2. Just a 5-mana flyer. It doesn't really do anything other than Plane Cycle, but that's our finisher. That is our plan for closing out the game, is actually straight up Timeless Dragoning people. So we're going to see if that works. If we get to deck number 2, we have a pile of Magic cards. We have the biggest pile of Magic cards. This is a 4-color Imperial Recruiter deck, and this is not a combo deck. This is not a deck that's looking to set up like Kiki Jiki or anything. It's just like cast a Recruiter, get a Wall of Omens, get maybe a Spell Stutter Sprite for some countering, maybe a Toski for some card draw, and win somehow with random creatures. So, hey, what's up, Winter Milan? How are you? But we're starting with Smallpox, and I'm going to restart Magic Online really quickly so the cards actually pop up. Desktop, not too bad. I say it's in decent shape for the moment. So we're going to have some fun. We're going to play some jank. We're going to blow up some lands. We are going to tutor up some creatures. So how is everyone doing tonight? Hopefully everyone's doing amazingly. News before we jump into it. First off, of course, spoiler season is out in full force for Historic Horizons. Spoilers never end. Even when we don't think they're spoilers, they're still somehow spoilers. So we're halfway, a little more through than halfway through the spoiler season. New cards, still going to be controversial. Thankfully, most of them do not look all that powerful to me still. Maybe one of the new better ones is Mana Gorger Phoenix, but that's like a real card. The thing that makes it unique is perpetually getting +1/+1, which it's like a +1/+1 counter. To me, that feels like a normal Magic card with a very slight twist. The big deal is the reprints. Seasoned Pyromancer. I'm kind of surprised they're putting Seasoned Pyromancer into the historic format. That card is insane. Like, that's a legitimate modern staple. Probably one of the best reprints of the set. We're getting Yawgmoth, we're getting Squirrel, so Historic is going to be absolutely wild. I actually did a poll asking about, my chat is not updating, is it? That's awkward. Hang on, I gotta refresh the chat. Someone subscribed, and I couldn't see who subscribed. I actually did a poll asking what we play tonight, and it came back modern, but Cube is a good possibility at some point. McSumic, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big cheer for you. What AFR commander are you excited for? I am most excited for the attacking Panharmonicon thing, whose name I cannot think of at the moment, but that card seems really sweet. So hopefully everyone is doing well tonight. Moving house to a new apartment feels good. Leaving melodic Seth YouTube comment in the background is great for packing. Oh, well, good luck with the move. Moving is no fun, but hopefully it goes well. I'm dreading that with the whole house thing. Like, that is the worst part, the actual process of moving. But so anyway, yeah, we're going to do some blowing up of land, some discarding. The other big news I wanted to mention before we jump into this is announcement day from WotC on the 24th, and I don't know what to expect exactly, but it's supposed to be big. The biggest announcement day yet. Finding out what's going on in Tabletop Arena and Multiverses Beyond, which I'm not sure if that's a typo or if they're changing the name of Universes Beyond to Multiverses Beyond. But basically, finding out what's going on in 2022. So we have like, what, 3 weeks to go for massive announcement day, 4 weeks to go. Kamigawa. We're going to Kamigawa. My prediction is in. I think it's definitely happening. Yo and Leaf. Kamigawa, Dominaria, something to do with Phyrexians. Those are my predictions, but we're going to see. It's coming up soon. And we'll find out more about Universes Beyond, which makes me a little bit nervous, but yeah, we'll see what they say about Universes Beyond. But I expect we find out some of that stuff too, or Multiverses Beyond. Yohan Leaf, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super over here, thank you. And then Wildfire with a $2 donation. I should put Deathrite Shaman in my deck because it's a good card. That is true. Also me, I have no fetches in this deck. Why would I put Deathrite Shaman in the deck? You gotta trust that your opponents are gonna be playing all the fetches. So if your opponents are playing the fetches, it still works, but thank you so much for the donation. All right, so it is time to do our reminders and start playing some modern and blowing up some lands and timeless dragoning. So replay YouTube, that's where you'd find all the old streams, including this one in the future. How's it the Moto's been out since 2000? It still looks like 2000. Yeah, it actually looked worse in the past, honestly. Like, it looked like it was from the 80s in 2000, and now it looks like it's in 2000 since it's 2020. So it's slowly progressing. Normal YouTube, we did some Voloing forgets the odds. Oh, poor Volo. Volo is such a sweet card. It just dies and dies and dies and dies and dies and dies. So, yes, we had a lot of Volo dying, but it's Sweet Commander, and it was still sweet when it went off. There was just a lot of dying before it got to go off. So, check that out on the YouTube. Replay YouTube, of course, for the old streams. A reminder, I felt bad for Volo, too, and I was the one playing it. A reminder that our sponsor tonight is Card Kingdom. And if you need to guess Grimoire, or maybe some Forgotten Realms cards, or, I don't know, a Fountain Watch? I don't know what you do with a Fountain Watch, but maybe you want to watch the Fountain. You can get them at cardkingdom.com, even get a goldfish sticker. Let them know you want one. They'll hook you up for free. Hey, what's up, Squad Chief? How are you? Otherwise, Merch Chief, merch page, tokens, t-shirts, playbets, giveaways, support the stream, and the channel and the site donations. Always appreciated. We also killed it with our charity stream for No Kid Hungry, $2,600 on Tuesday. So again, thank you all for that. That was spectacular. New energy card. Oh no. I was hoping energy would never return. All right, we're gonna look at this, then we're gonna play the game. New energy card, Long Tusk Stalker. 1 mana. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, you get an energy. Pay 2 energy. It perpetually gets +1/+0. You may choose a creature card in hand. If you do, it perpetually gets +1/+0. This card's really good, right? That card actually seems really, really good. I mean, in an energy deck, but that actually seems like really strong in an energy deck. It's like Long Tusk Cub, except it's a 1-drop. So it's a 1-drop. It can be a Savannah Lions on turn 2, energy from it coming into play, energy from attacking, pay it, pump it, plus it's pumping a creature in your hand as you go along. That actually seems like really strong in an energy deck, which is maybe good for Historic because energy is not very powerful. It hasn't been a top tier archetype at all, so we'll have to see. But yeah, that is a powerful card. That is one of the more powerful new cards. Perpetually means, yes, it keeps it forever. If it dies and is reanimated or blinked or flickered or bounced, like for the rest of the game, it's always going to have that. That's what perpetually does. Munas for the 14th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. So, all right, yeah, oh my goodness. Standard energy was already good enough. It didn't need the help. So what are we starting with tonight? Deck number 1. We are blowing up lands. We are smallpoxing. So the idea of this deck, we are hopefully kind of like tearing apart our opponent's resources. We got some discard, we got a bit of removal, but the big deal is blowing up land. Smallpox makes everyone lose a life, discard a card, sack a creature, sack a land. We're kind of okay with this because we have things like Lingering Souls that we can discard. We have our friend Timeless Dragon that we can discard. Our opponent theoretically won't be built around it, so hopefully they're getting kind of wrecked. We can also like sacrifice Nether Spirits and get it back for free repeatedly. We also have Vindicate for more blowing up of lands, and then after we make our opponent really sad by blowing up all their lands, oh, also Flagstones is a good thing to sacrifice to it, but after we blow up our opponent's stuff, the finish, Timeless Dragon, MH2 All-Star Timeless Dragon, just a 5/5 flyer, a card that I did not think was going to be playable, comes down, gets in for a few attacks as our opponent has no mana, wins us the game. Sideboard, pretty typical, other than we're splashing green specifically for a single copy of Toski, which we can cast off of a single Triome. Toski Lingering Souls, pretty good card advantage engine, and it's indestructible. Artifact hate, mono red hate, more artifact hate, cascade hate, some utility spells with Kaya's Guileless Sweeper and Crime Punishment. So let's give it a shot. Let's see if this deck is actually Smallpox is so sweet. Smallpox is one of my favorite modern cards. It's usually not like super good, but oh, it's just so sweet because it eats up the lands. I need Vindicate, Sword, and Dark Ritual Eagle in Historic, and I will be happy. Oh, Dark Ritual sounds busted in Historic. Vindicate, I would be down with Vindicate in Historic. Swords to Plowshares, I think it's silly that it hasn't been added to Historic with all the crazy stuff that's been added. Or at least Path, like some better white removal spell. Dark Ritual, no. No. We do not want Dark Ritual, I don't think, in Historic. Is the new set going to have Drafter Sealed events? Ooh, so if you're not familiar with how Jumpstart works, yes, sort of. So basically, Jumpstart is weird. So how it works is, actually the only way you're going to be able to get the cards, as far as we understand, is through a limited-ish event. The thing is, Jumpstart Limited is a little bit different. Jumpstart Limited, you basically get 2 packs, and you shuffle them together, and that's your deck, and you play with them. So I believe it pops up like 3 of the random packs, and you get to choose what theme out of those 3 you want, and then it does again for your second pack. So there's not really deck building in it. So it's kind of like a pre-construct. This is fine, I think. A pre-constructed limited kind of format. Dusty, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. First time sub, big super for you. Thank you. I gotta do a video or article about it, but oh, it's going to be ridiculously expensive. I really very strongly, from a constructed player's perspective, dislike some of the decisions Wizards has made with this set. With, I think, the biggest. Are we going to cycle a Triome? What are we playing here? So we don't have a Smallpox. We're probably going to get Moragavond. Yeah, we might. It's possible we cycle. All right, Godless Shrine go. So the thing I really dislike about it is the percentages. I don't know if you've read through it. There's this huge. Let me actually pull it up and show you if you haven't looked at it, because I feel like Wizards has somehow managed to make it even less player friendly as far as constructed play, like actually collecting these cards. Powered at 5,000. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. There is. So yeah, if you go over to the mothership, they have this huge list of packs that's going to show you, and the math on them is like kind of insane. So this is going to show all the cards. There's like, I don't know, 40, 50 different themes that you can open. But as you can see, within the theme, there's all these percentages. So let's say you're like, okay, I'm trying to get whatever card from this pack. I don't Wonder. I'm trying to get Wonder. I want Wonder in my collection. You're like, oh, Above the Clouds. Sweet. I'll take Above the Clouds. But you don't really know what's going to come in that pack. And some of the math is crazy. Like, Muldrifter shows up 10% of the time. 10%. So if you want a Muldrifter, you're basically going to to have to spend wildcards on it, like 1,000,000% of the time, is because even if you open the right pack to get a Muldrifter, only 1 in 10 of those packs is going to have a Muldrifter, and then you're going to want to place at a Muldrifter potentially. The odds are just really, really tiny. So I'm sure it'll be fun for limited, and it'll keep it from getting as old in limited, where it's like, oh, I've already played this pack before, but maybe this time I get a Muldrifter instead of a whatever, Winged Words. But from a building a collection constructed perspective, oh, it seems so brutal. So brutal. The percentage cards are in multiple packs. It is against the odds, quite literally, I would say. Well, let's play an Overgrown Tomb. Yeah. Opponent appears to be playing some sort of control deck. I mean, so last time, how many of you played Jumpstart last time? We had Jumpstart on Arena. I think they brought it back on Arena not that long ago. It was very hard to get in paper, but... oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Teferi. Digs it up. And... passes. Well, play a Flagstones and Linger. Go. Yeah, so basically, they sell you packs for 1,000 gold, which is the same price they sell them in the store. So you gotta buy 2 packs. Ugh, losing Lingering Souls isn't great. You gotta buy 2 packs, so it's 2,000 gold. You get 2 packs, and for your first 2 wins, you can get... for your first 2 wins, you can get individual card rewards from the set, either rares or mythics. So it is, if you play up to 2 wins, it is technically better than just opening a pack. You get more for your money out of it. But Teferi. Well, I guess I don't. If we run out this dragon, it's just gonna get got. Well, let's Inquisition you. Opponent runs out a Snapcaster. Sure. Land in hand. Swamp. What do we do about a Teferi? Hey, what's up, Sproller? How are you? Good to see you. Hey, what's up, Kenji? Hello. My day's been going pretty well. Definitely excited to be playing some Modern. Did it both times. Did you enjoy it last time? I think my personal experience with Jumpstart last time was, it was fun for a bit, but it was, since it's so pre-constructed, there's not much deck building. I got tired of it after a while, and I got tired of it before I... oh my god, more dams. I got tired of it before I got all the cards that I needed from the set. Opponent runs out the Snapcaster again for Force of Negation. Are they actually Force of Negationing this? Okay, opponent casts Force of Negation. Well, we will, I guess, cycle the dragon. Get a Godless Shrine. Godless Shrine, untapped. Damn the Snapcaster. Go. Question I'm having is if Historic Horizons will permanently be available, or will they just take it away randomly? We actually know the answer to that, and it is probably not the answer that you would be hoping for, which is Historic Horizons will be around for a very short period of time. It'll be around from August 12th to, I believe, September 8th, and September 8th is when the first Innistrad set comes out, so slightly less than a month to get your fill of the new Jumpstart, which is not a lot of time for actually collecting everything, which is part of my concern. Well, Exile a card from graveyard. If it was a creature, draw a card. Or creature gain 3 life. Otherwise, draw a card. All right, exile a land. We need some action. This, If it wasn't for this Teferi, I'd kind of like where we're at, but opponent willing to counter literally anything. Well, let's go after the Teferi. Opponent. All right, we killed a Teferi. Pass the turn. That's a start. That's a start. It's so terrible that you're no longer playing Arena. Really? You're no longer playing Arena because of... Ooh, Castle Aquane's a good draw. You're no longer playing Arena because of Jumpstart? I mean, Arena's expensiveness is a like legitimate concern. Well, Timeless Dragon, prove your worth. I'm assuming our opponent's trying to bring to light for Tybalt's, which or it could be Niv. Whatever they are, they have many force negations. That's for sure. Yeah, I can see the exiling of Clean to Dust being valuable, but that still seems like a weird force of negation. I no longer play because of general anti-consumer practices. Well, that is a legit reason, I would say, to no longer play, because it is definitely not player friendly. I don't know the line between not player friendly and anti-consumer, or if they're synonymous, but it could certainly be a lot more generous. What do you think of arena only cards? So, oh my god, cryptic command. So what I think of arena only cards is that I am fine with them for historic, basically. I actually kind of even like the idea of it for historic and specific. I think that historic's a weird format. It's a digital only format. I think that making digital only cards is actually pretty fine for historic, but I am a little worried about a further separation between digital Magic, paper Magic. I could definitely see a world where we go really far down this path and Arena has basically no connection to paper Magic, which would probably be a negative. My hope is this, and I mentioned this last stream, I think. What I want is I want Wizards set historic, and I mean preferably if I had my absolute dream world, formats like Modern to Arena. I think an amazing solution to all this would be take and add real paper supported eternal formats, Pioneer, Modern, whatever you can get on there, and then you can also have this weird historic format that is kind of, digital Hearthstone influence in its own thing. I think that's a win-win for everyone. So if that's the direction Wizards goes, I'm actually very excited about it. And that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm hoping we end up with all this. Whether or not we actually do, that's another question. If you don't like to play Arena, I don't play. What's the big deal with making digital-only cards? Arena is diverging from Paper Magic already. Well, Arena hasn't really diverged from Paper Magic at this point. I guess the divergence... Oh, we gotta go into stream mode. There's some divergence with Best of One, but it's still been very similar. I think it certainly kills... It kills historic ever coming to paper. Like, historic is never, ever, 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 ever coming to paper. It's not possible for it to come to paper. And I think I'm okay with that. I guess the question is, like, is this just like a weird WotC cash grab? That's the... Wow, we have drawn a relatively insane amount of lands and a very, very small amount of action this game. Like, seriously, I don't think we got a land to find with flagstones at this point. We have just drawn them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's a high number. That's a high number. So, like, It's 100% a cash grab. Well, is it a crash grab for the good of the game? Is it a crash grab that is also doing something that's good for the game, or is it a cash grab that is hurting the game to add more to Wizards' bottom line? I think that's the question. Obviously, Wizards are trying to make money. In some sense, everything they do is a cash grab, if that if that makes sense. So in some sense, everything they do is going to be a crash grab just because they're a company and a greedy one. Ugh, I want to get more cards out of hand. Ugh, so many lands. It's bad for the game. That's where I'm not. Oh no. We've drawn all this removal that just does not do much here. I don't think we have a landed. Yup. Well, so far so awkward for old Smallpox. I'm not convinced that it's bad for the game at this point. I could see how going down this path could be bad for the game, but are the 31 cards that they're releasing in Historic Horizons, are those bad for the game? Immediately, are they going to have a negative impact? I'm not sure that they will. Most of them look pretty safe. I don't even think most of them are going to see play. And the ones that could see play are the pretty normal looking ones. But, I mean, the release model is horrible. The release model, but that's a problem with Jumpstart. That's a problem with Jumpstart in general, because the original Jumpstart had the same issue of just being, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. More lands. Even more lands. I wonder if this deck can play creature lands. This is getting a little bit insane past the turn. Somehow our opponent is not drawing lands. The perpetual effects are going to destroy Historic Ball unless they're banned. Oh, they're a lightning? Okay. Opponent's a lightning bolt deck, I guess. Huh. Well, that was the least eventful game of Magic I have played in a long time. We drew every land, and apparently our opponent's playing a ton of burn spells. Huh. Okay. Do we have anything that's... Oh boy. This deck does not seem designed to play against control, even a little. Oh dear. Oh boy. So we're gonna have to keep all of our bad cards in? Oh. Dam is pretty close to a dead card. Prismatic Ending's not good. Put target creature enchantment from your opponent's graveyard to play. Only hits artifact creatures. Ugh, I guess Kaya's Guile is better than cards that do literally nothing. Ugh. Is Goldspan Dragon good in Historic? I think it will be. It's not like a tier 1 staple right now. But I think it's a card that has a power level to be good in Historic. I mean, I think Goldspan could be a card that could potentially be good in Pioneer and Modern even. It's really powerful. Well, okay. Sand's okay. I feel like Jumpstart cards should have been draftable. Draftable set rather than Jumpstart. Wait, I feel like Jumpstart cards should have been a draftable set rather than Jumpstart. Feels like Wizards made this a Jumpstart to make players invest more wild cards. I think that is actually a very legitimate criticism. Because if the goal was, why do they have to make it Jumpstart? Why do they have to make it Jumpstart? Ooh, what do we take? We can't Smallpox yet. These prismatic endings are mostly in our hand to be discarded. Well, I guess Teferi. I mean, maybe we do Smallpox and just trust that we draw a bunch of lands again. I mean, I think that's a very legitimate question, because Wizards didn't have to release it that way. They didn't release Modern Horizons as a Jumpstart, so they very well could have. They very well could have released it as a normal set. Just release Modern Horizon 2, or release a remix of those two sets. That is the thing they could have done, but they chose to do it in the least player friendly way possible. But that is a big jumpstart issue. Well, all right, another spirit combo. The combo of discarding a 2/2 and getting it back for free. Opponent discards Lightning Helix. Well, we'll see. Would be better if we had a Flagstones, but Jumpstart was a lot of fun, but not when you need every card to build competitive decks. And this one has even more cards you need. Last Jumpstart, I feel like there wasn't, like, what was in the last Jumpstart that was actually necessary to play Historic? I don't feel like there was that much. Maybe I'm missing stuff. Like, we can look at the set list. Well, get rid of Lightning Helix. See if we can draw land. Please? No. All right. So, well, many lands last game, not as many this time. All right. So, what did you actually need from this set to play Historic? Allosaur Shepherd sees playing Elves. Oracle has seen playing like some fringe, jank style decks. Phyrexian Tower is an actual staple. Muxus is a staple if you want to play Goblins. Path they didn't actually let onto Arena. Like, the Lightning Bolt they didn't let onto Arena. I'm sure there's some other, like Goblin Chieftain that sees playing Goblins. So there's some cards, but there's not a huge list. Compare that to this new set, and I feel like there's a lot of Seasoned Pyromancer. I don't know how that's not a staple. Hardened Scales has potential to see play in the format. And if you want to build like Squirrels or Chickmunks, you're going to need to buy a ton, or Squirrels or Slivers, not Chickmunks. We don't have Chickmunks yet. Soon. But if you're going to want to build like Slivers, you're going to have to spend all wild cards because none of the pieces exist. But like Yawgmoth is really insane. The zombie stuff is good. The artifact stuff, like Nettles says, I feel like the Enchantress stuff. I feel like this has way more historic staples than the last Jumpstart. So I feel like it's going to be even more expensive because of that. Like, not only is it an expensive model, period, but I feel like it's an even more expensive. It's going to be even more expensive than last time. Actually, let's talk about something more fun, though. So we know announcement day. Wizards announced their announcement, as they are known to do. What do you want to see in 2022? Let's start with the easy one. What do you want to see? What do you want to see for standard sets? What do you want to see for standard sets in 2022? We'll just say Archmage's Charm. Like, I don't really care about our opponent countering or snapcastering at the moment. Do you want Kamigawa? I think I want Kamigawa. I think. Maybe. I feel like the first Kamigawa was pretty under. Oh, Dominaria, top tier. Dominaria, we got to go back to. I would love to go back to Dominaria. Like, that would be spectacular. What would Chandelar be? Like, what is the plane of Chandelar? All I know about Chandelar is the game. Like, I would like to go back to Phyrexia. I'm wondering when we go to Phyrexia. I wonder if Phyrexia is going to be this year or next year. Ooh, Timeless Dragon doing its thing, actually being good. Cycling us into a Triome in case we draw Toski. Get in Hitchia. Chandelar's generic Fen is a, hey, Benny! How are you? Good to see you. I want to go back to Kamigawa because I'd like to see Kamigawa done right. I want to see Kamigawa without all the, like, super underpowered soul-shifty mechanics. Because Ninjutsu is really sweet. Alpha Remastered. Oh, opponent. All right. Well, that's the power of Smallpox. We Smallpoxed him, and our opponent just couldn't do anything, and that was the game. Mirrodin has always been one of my favorites. Ooh, Historic Ninjas. Ninjas is on the list of, like, maybe top three things that I want to build in Historic once the new set comes out. And yeah, that looks sweet. Yeah, that looks solid to me. Wait, is Miss Syndicanaga in the set? But either way, yeah. I mean, just evasive one drop, stick an engine to play. Very powerful start to a game. Against that Chickmunks. What's they print some Chickmunks? Just listen to against the odds on like X4 speed or something. And every against odds is against odds Chickmunks. Opponent Misty Rainforest. Pass it. Well, Urborg and Inquisition. We have a new donation from... Wow. Wow, opponent kept a one-lander? No fear. No, even after last game. Interesting. Maybe we just take Force Negation. Take Force Negation and just try to Vindicate our way to the win. Vindicate's pretty good. New donation from Lucid. Seth, I am still being stood up by my date. How should I vent my murderous rage? Oh, Lucid. I'm sorry, that's disappointing. How late is the date? Thank you so much for the donation. I mean, when I need to rent my murderous rage, I usually vindicate my opponent's lands. Cast a Blood Moon. Blood Moon is very therapeutic. And cast a Lockwane. Timeless Dragon. Get a Plains. Pass the turn. Well, let's see. Let's see if the Vindicates work. Does our opponent go land? Wow, they do. All right. Well, that's pretty good for our opponent passing. We will play a Plains. We will Vindicate a Hallowed Fountain. I mean, we know our opponent's hand. We know every card. We know there's not a counter coming down because we know. Oh, I got a puppy report. Puppies are doing well. They're doing well. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to get the puppies. Did you decide on a name for the puppies? I gotta decide by this weekend. I think this weekend is the next time I'm actually going to see them. Still pretty strongly leaning towards Hans and Safi. I don't know if anything can get better than that. Like, that might be just like the literal top tier best possible name. Yeah, puppies. I'm getting puppies, Aussie Dave. Oh, you haven't seen the pictures. I forgot. I can find the picture for you. I'll have to get some more pictures at some point, but actually let's just discard a Swamp. This Liliana seems pretty good against him. All right, let me see if I can find the puppy picture because they are so cute. Here it is. Two little Rottweiler puppies. A brother, a sister, one male, one female. They're 2 weeks old in this picture. I gotta wait until they're around 8 weeks to actually get them, but that actually works out because I'm waiting to move, and then once I move, I'm also gonna get the puppies. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for it. I've wanted a dog for a while, and it just worked out perfectly. So I think this one's gonna be Hans and this one's gonna be Safi, but we'll see. We'll see. There's still a couple days, so if you got better suggestions, let me know. Urza and Tron or Ugin and Karn. Well, that wouldn't be bad. Is it Hans and Safi level good though? That's the thing. Like, Hans and Safi is just like so perfect because of Hans and the beard, and like it's just like feels so perfect, and they sound normal enough that it's not going to be really awkward. Like, some people said like name them like untap upkeep or something like that, or mana screw, things like that, which are hilarious. But there's no way I want to be yelling those names and at the park or whatever. The male's gonna be big. The male's gonna be a big old dog. The father is really big. So I think the male is definitely gonna end up being a big boy. Ooh, wow. Interesting. Tick up Liliana. See what our opponent discards. This is going almost exactly how we hoped. Discard a Smallpox. Opponent discards to Fairy. We will vindicate your land. No magic for you today, Fred. Seth, give them the name of 2 bands you like the most. Ooh. So what do we go with? Like Ween? Ween would be kind of a ridiculous dog name. Ween, Velvet Underground. I don't know if a band name makes a good puppy name. Yo, what's up, Mike Woods? Good to see ya. Fleeway. Name them Panharmonicon and Yarok. Ooh, that is a pretty iconic pairing. That'd be pretty good. Panharmonicon and Panharmonicon, since it doubles. Neville, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big tip for you. Thank you. All right, how many of you have owned dogs? Well, I always had dogs growing up, but I've never actually. Oh, all right, that's fine. I haven't had one recently. Do you think that the 2? So, am I foolish for getting 2 of them? Or, so my thinking was, okay, I'm pretty busy. I'm doing streaming and stuff. If I get both of them, then they can kind of like be friends and play with each other. So do you think that having 2 of them is going to make it more work, or is it going to make it less work? Also worth mentioning, the house that I'm getting is like out in the middle of nowhere, which is sweet. That's like what I was looking for. But it also has almost 2 acres of property, and I can just put up a invisible fence and put in a doggy door, and they'll be able to go in and out and go outside and play, come inside when they want to. So I feel like it's a good setup for having dogs. So I'm hoping that it all ends up being smooth and working out well, but I guess we'll see. Hopefully 2 is a good plan. Less work per dog, more work in total. I guess that makes sense. You do got 2 to take care of. I'm a little nervous about just right away when they're like 6-8 weeks old. I'm wondering how it's going to work with streams and stuff. I wonder if I'm just going to have like dogs that are pooping all over the place and like demanding attention while we're trying to stream. I can bring them on stream though. That'll be fun. Maybe I'll just teach them to play Magic, and they can fill in for me on occasion. How do we want to do this? Is it worth smallpoxing? Not really. Well, take up Liliana. Discard a smallpox. Well, yeah, discard a smallpox. Cling to dust. Lightning bolt. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw a card. Play the land. Pass the turn. Keeping Mull's actually pretty good. I mean, Krim has Thor, and sometimes they're a little barky or whatever, but do I own part of MTG Goldfish? I do not own Goldfish. I'm the content manager of Goldfish, but Richard is the owner of Goldfish. I'm just an employee. Seth, have you seen the new things with dogs? People are getting buttons dogs can press with their paws, and the buttons have words. Eventually they'll be able to speak. Ooh. Oh, that's a good poll. How many dogs should Seth get? That is, I feel like this poll is going to be slightly tainted by the fact that you've seen the pictures of them. How can you resist when you see those cute puppy dog eyes staring back at you? Mr. Foxpaws! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Do you think Hull Breacher, if Hull Breacher was printed to say, if an opponent would cast a spell, activate an ability, or trigger an ability that would draw them a card, instead you make a treasure token, would it see much play? That's actually a really good question. I think it depends on who you believe, if that makes sense. I view Hull Breacher as a degenerate combo piece that people primarily play to do unfair things with. But if you talk to Krim says, I just played to hate on card draw. Like, I'm not trying to do unfair things. I'm not trying to wheel with it. I just don't want you drawing extra cards, and I'm trying to annoy you, basically. If you're trying to just play it fairly, then it would be exactly the same. It'd be fine. Like, no problem. It'd be just as good. It would obviously be worse. I think it would see meaningfully less play, but I think it would still see play. Nobody in particular with the gift sub to Holy Driver. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. But yeah, so I think it gets worse for sure. It's definitely less powerful, but I still think it would see play. People like Krim would definitely play it. Uh-oh. Archmage's Charm to draw 2 cards. Well, I mean, opponents got a turn to answer Liliana, or they die. Discard Liliana. Opponent discards Supreme Verdict. Get back Timeless Dragon. Alright, your go. I mean, can you stop the Liliana Ultimate? That is the opponent's question, or is our land destruction going to get there? Hello, Seth, probably better known as Saffron. I love how you I'm doing super well. Speaking of Krim, send him an email. Haven't got an answer back yet. Hope he gets to look at the list I sent him. Ooh, well, I hope he gets back to you as well. If I happen to think of it, I'll try to. What was it? What was the list? I can try to. Well, send me the list, and maybe I'll get a chance to mention it to him. Well, the Teferi's only on 2 right now, so I feel like with the Teferi on 2, if we get back Timeless Dragon, that can kill Teferi, and if our opponent has to answer the Timeless Dragon, then we should be able to kill the Teferi anyway. The only downside is another Archmage's Charm could steal Timeless Dragon, which would be kind of a blowout. Hey, welcome, Predator. How are you? Oh my goodness, opponent has ending. Okay. Yeah. Well, opponent refuses to give up. Wow. That's a really good draw. Opponent. What a long, grindy game. You need to prepare to change your normal stream routine with 2 puppies. Yeah, so how do you think it'll impact the stream routine? Well, go to combat, kill Teferi. Play the land, draw a card. And alright, more lands past the turn. Need to have a puppy cam for sure. Puppy cam would be kind of cool. Dylan Hunter in Okayame. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super review. Any Midwest emo bands you suggest, Seth? I don't know if I know any Midwest emo bands. I don't know the locations that emo bands are from, really. Snapcaster for our opponent. Still fighting the good fight. Speaking of cards for names, how about this? Ooh, what's an example of a Midwest emo band? Magic is such an awesome game. Why don't we all name our kids after Magic characters when we get older? Sounds great. Let's do it. It's a deal. Many years later, this is Ileana. This is Thalia. This is Jace. This is this is for Exceed Obliterator. Man, you guys are wimps. Oh. I couldn't imagine naming a kid or a dog, for that matter, Phyrexian Obliterator. That is pretty hilarious, though. A large property in upstate New York where dogs can run and play all day is literally doggy heaven. I think my parents sent my dog to live in your future property a few years back. Oh, I didn't think of it that way. You're right. That is where dogs disappear to when you're a kid, isn't it? Ooh, well, silent clearing, smallpox, yeah. This has been a grind, but I think we're getting there. Smallpox. Sack the flagstones. Potent. Back out of cards. We get a land to rebuild. Yes, please. We just gotta find a way to finish. We need to find a way to close out the game before we run out of cards. Or before we run out of time, I guess. That's going to happen first. We just need a finisher. We need a finisher about it. Passing. We get to draw an extra card. Castle Lockwain. Really good. Toski would be sweet. Even without a big board. Lingering Souls would help. Anything. Oh my god, another prismatic ending. Ooh, Kaya. Okay. Kaya works. Kaya is a clock, technically. Kaya. Opponent. No counter. Archmage Charm. Lightning Helix. Go. Dogamith with the gift sub to Icy Duck. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big tube review, and thank you to Dogamith for handing out the gift sub. Thank you, Mindstab. I'll see what I can do. No promises, but if I get a chance, I will try to show it to Krim. Castle Logwain, draw a card. More smallpoxes, sure. Vindicate. Well, let's just blow up more lands. That is what we came here to do. Steam Vents. Did you draw a counter? I mean, we're playing like Orzhov Land Destruction, and it is kind of working. All right, opponent has a Helix. Loses a land. We will Smallpox. Get rid of the last card. I mean, opponent's going to be on 1 mana. 1 mana! Sack the I think our opponent's hoping we time out. I think our opponent's actually really on the timeout plan. Oh, if you ever need the deck list, exclamation point deck will get you to it. All right, take up Kaya, Cryptic, Lightning Helix. Oh, also everyone, what are you thinking about a viewer battle stream? How you feeling about viewer battling? I was thinking, so the release schedule is so busy and crazy these days. So here's what I'm kind of looking at with the calendar. So if you look at let's talk about this after this game. Let's talk about it after this game because we need to win without timing out. So after this game, we will talk about viewer battles. You remind me to bring it up, and we can look at the schedule. All right, Exile, Godless Shrine tapped, sack Silent Clearing, Boy, we're really good at finding prismatic endings. I will give our deck that. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps with a single land. We just got to get to ultimate. If we get to Kaya, oh, opponent draws a land. All right, cracks it. If we get to Kaya ultimate, that should do it. That should do it. The hype train is going. Thank you so much, everyone. Choo choo to all of you. Opponent, Mountain, Burn Spell, maybe. Oh my goodness. All right. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, I'm gonna have to pay attention to the game for a minute, or we're gonna time out here. Icy Doc with the gift sub to Tusky. To Reven, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I might miss a chat message at the moment because we got to do this quick before we time out. Toski has arrived. Opponent keeps top decking the absolute perfect cards to get out of our Planeswalker ultimates. they went red source into the lightning bolt. Opponent draws a land. Passes. Ooh, Painful Truce. All right, that's some card draw. Green, white, black. That's a lot of card draw. Draw 3, drop to... Oh, watch us get burnt out. Draw 3, drop to 8. Hand refilling. Oh, Kaya's Guile. I do like Kaya's Guile. Maybe we do that now. Before our opponent gets a counter. Gain 4. Make a 1/1. Make a 1/1, gain 4. Stay out of the burn range. We might be good. Marsh Flats. Toski you. Clock increasing. We could use a Lingering Souls or something. Draw a swamp past the turn. Opponent untaps. Facing down the Squirrel of the Year. Crags of Blood Instrand. Down to 12. Gets a tap land that is fine. Untaps. Are we overcoming the control deck? Are we overcoming the control deck? I mean, you can still send messages. I might not see them. Ooh, emote only chat. We've never had emote only chat before. That's kind of cool. Opponent passing. Well, let's cling to dust. Get rid of Archmage Charm, draw a card. 2 minutes, 24 seconds. Oh, that's Lingering Souls. That's Lingering Souls. That's what we wanted. That's a clock. That is a clock. And another. Oh, there they all come. Oh, Castle Lockwing. Go to combat. Hit ya. 2 minutes, 18 seconds. Opponent going down to 10. Draw a couple cards with the power of the Toski. Toski. Land. Toski. Urborg. More lands. Well, 1, 2, 3. Lingering Souls. 1, 2. Lingering Souls. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They need to draw a Wrath. Can they keep their streak of drawing things to stay alive intact? Opponent's passing. I'll play Flagstones. Go to combat. Attack with everything. Opponent takes it. Down to 4. We draw most of our deck. Toskies. Ooh, there's Timeless Dragon. Alright, so draw a million Toski cards. Inquisition, just to check. What you got? Counterspell, sure. Well, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Timeless Dragon. Oh, 1, 2, 3, or 5. Timeless Dragon. 1 minute, 24 seconds. Nether Spirit. Wow, there's a chance we mill ourselves out with this Toski if we're not careful. And, yeah, pass the turn. Discard and discard. All right. Can they top deck something to stay alive? Opponent. 1 minute on the clock. We blew up a lot of lands. We blew up a lot of lands. And opponent scoops it up. Whoo! Wow, that was a close one. That was a close one to us timing out. I did not realize this deck was going to be that grindy. Oh, all right, good win. Good win. All right, so here's what I was wondering. Are you in the mood for... Actually, Chess Clock I think is actually good for digital Magic. It would be really bad without it. So, all right, here's what I was wondering with viewer submitted stuff, or viewer battle stuff. Are you in the mood for doing a viewer battle in the near future? Question 1. Question 2, would you prefer to... Dark Doodle, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Would you prefer to do it on Arena or on Magic Online? Because we had mentioned, yeah, I did get a new camera recently. So I had mentioned doing it on Magic Online next time, but I know a lot of people have been sending me like standard 2022 decks. So here's what I'm thinking, like looking at the schedule of stuff. We're here. We know that on the 12th, we're going to have Jumpstart Historic Horizons. We're probably going to want to play Limited. We're probably going to want to play some new Historic stuff. So I'm thinking the middle through the end of August is probably going to have a lot of that stuff going on. And then we know we're getting into Innistrad spoilers. We're getting into the announcements for the next year around the 24th. I assume spoilers start the 30th at the latest. And then we have spoilers, new standard, rotation. So all this to say... Oh, I'm blocking the kill. Oh, you are correct. Here, let's try this. I don't know if this will make it better, but all this to say, you still can't see it, can you? Because of the chat. All right, I guess you don't get to see the calendar. So, all right, I take all that back. All that to say, if we're gonna do a viewer battle stream in the near future, we probably should try to do it before we go to. Before we get into all these new sets, because once we get into all the new sets, we're going to want to try all the new cards. And that's probably going to eat up a lot of time, so I would say, if it is something you're interested in, we should probably schedule it for the next 2 weeks sometime. If you don't care about doing a viewer battle stream right now, we can wait and do it after rotation, but it probably would be more like October or something. Did this token get reprinted? Yeah, this token's really expensive. Did this show up in a Masters? I don't know why I feel like... Oh, maybe it hasn't. I was thinking maybe it showed up in a supplemental set, but maybe it actually hasn't yet. Always have to look for nipple on the desktop. If you do, it's crim. Yeah, we were thinking about doing modern for the, or at least Moto format, so like modern/pioneer for the next one. I'd love to have another viewer battle. I want another tournament style one as well. Ooh, what would you like to see a tournament of? Oh no, is this control again? Are we playing the same matchup? Inquisition you. Opponent cracks. I mean, we beat control last time. It took forever, but we did beat him. Opponent triumph. Oh, well, we will take... It's a Stoneblade deck. We'll take the Stone Forge. Opponent untaps. Spire Bluff. And passes. I'll play the land pass the turn. Oh, but we need a land. We need a land. Ah, Masters 25. All right, that's probably what dropped the price on the original, because you can get the same art for a lot cheaper now. Well, draw a card. Oh, yeah, there's the land. Marsh Flats. Crack Marsh Flats. Get a Plains. I really don't want this Jace coming down. Liliana? Please no force negation. I guess at least if they Jace, we can vindicate it. LGS sells them for about 20 US dollars. Yeah, the Spirit token is one of the most expensive. One of the most expensive tokens. Well, discarded dam. Is Jeskai Control that popular Modern right now? Normally no. I don't think Jeskai Control is even like necessarily a top tier deck at the moment, but it's popular in our league apparently. The Masters 25 one has different art, but colors no abilities. Oh, okay. Well, then I guess I don't know why the price is dropping about it. I mean, maybe the price is dropping just because there's so many different options now. That would also make sense. That years ago there wasn't that many colorless spirit tokens, and now there's other options. So some people are choosing the other ones. Opponent gonna brainstorm with Jace. We draw land. Lingering Souls. Well, we gotta try to kill Jace. Hopefully they didn't brainstorm into, okay. We kill Jace. We take up. We discard a Lingering Souls. Opponent discards a land past the dirt. Alright, we survived a Jace so far. Yes, does appear to be Jeskai Control again somehow. Yeah, the third-party token thing is a relatively new addition to Magic. I remember when the unhinged tokens were all there. Really made a bunch of those. Yeah, how does the legality of third-party tokens work? I guess like Wizards can't own the word spirit. They can't own the concept of someone. Oh, I hope we draw land for Turok. That'd be so good. They can't own the concept of a token, so I guess it's just like good, fine. Well, Kaya. Exile. Pass the turn. Oh, no Jace. No more Jaces. Yeah, I mean, Magic cards themselves are weird because I think they own the characters, but I don't think they can own, like, spirit or whatever. I don't think that's specific enough to be trademarked. So yeah, that would be my understanding. Well, let's Lingering Souls. Pass the turn. Well, for having only 3 lands, we're staying in it. We're staying in it. Opponent untaps. We know they got a Snapcaster. They have 2 unknown cards. Maybe we're just the control assassins. You can't copy any copyrighted material or images from the token. Huh. It gets really muddy when it comes to like the stuff that we use for thumbnails. I would absolutely love to make some playmats of some of the amazing thumbnail art that Adriano does. Like that would be so awesome. Unfortunately, the legality is super unclear, and so far we've just mostly chosen to stay very far away from the line. I think there's probably some that we could make that would be fine, but it would be awesome because Adriano's art's so sweet. Hey, what's up, Zy? We're blowing up lands with some Smallpoxes in Modern. Opponents drawing a lot of expressive iterations. Well, hey, thank you, Chuck. How are you, Chuck? Good to see you. So, Chuck, I think the thumbnails themselves are fine. The question where it becomes convoluted is if we could make a playmat of it and sell it. So Wizards has kind of decided that people can make artwork of their characters for non-commercial purposes. Where it gets more muddy is when it comes to... I'm trying to think if I can pull up a good example here. Like if you look at the thumbnails, like this, the 100 Dwarves wrap up. Could we make a playmat of this? It's a dwarf. It does look like the dwarf that's on 7 Dwarves. Is that too close to Wizards IP? Could there even be any possible issues? Or is it just a dwarf? And if you don't have anything else on there, like that's where it gets sticky. Or like, obviously this is a representation of Vivian. Could you make a playmat that looked like this? Is that a generic person or is that Vivian? That's where it becomes a little bit complicated. Yeah, SCD's I almost wonder. Well, that's why you're not making playmats of them, and also because we don't want to. We also don't want to just anger, anger wizards over something that would be fun, but it's not like that's not something that's essential. I think it would be cool just because Adriano makes great artwork. Fair use doesn't care if you're making money. Wizards couldn't sue you to stop you for copyright infringement, but they could stop sending you preview cards. Yeah. Well, I mean, preview cards are pretty sweet. Okay, how about Scoops wearing relics artifacts as a representation of character from Magic? So I think that would be fine. Well, all right. Well, we didn't play around the Ragavan. I think that would probably be fine. That's kind of what Star City Games has done, and I wonder if they did it to... that's actually kind of good for our opponent, isn't it? Since we can't draw lands. I wonder if they did it to Stoneforge. I wonder if they did it to get around copyright issues because they did like all the Animal series stuff. So I kind of wonder if that was a intentional choice made to get around copyright concerns. Huh. Huh, huh, huh. Well, Timeless Dragon. Get a Godless Shrine. Play a Godless Shrine untapped. Take down Liliana, get rid of the Stoneforge. Boy, we made it look really hard to find our fourth land. Lingering Souls. About it. Going to counter it. I'll go to combat, hit you for 2, pass the turn. Don't want to get Ragavan again. Did anyone play New World yet? Haven't had a chance to even install it. What's New World? I just finished to build my paperless Jeskai Wurza. Ooh, or paper Jeskai Wurza. That's sweet. Ragavan. No dash this time. Well, can we beat a Batterskull? That's going to be the next question. Opponent. We can jump block it forever. Whether or not we can actually beat it, that's another question. There's the Batterskull. Opponent passes. Ooh, Kaya. Now tick up Liliana. Discard Smallpox. Oh, what is our best line? I'm afraid of another counter. But I guess if they counter and they're out of cards, that's not the end of the world. Alright. Alkaya. Get rid of the germ. Pass the turn. Hit you for a couple. I mean, maybe our Planeswalkers can maintain. They can't equip to Ragavan. About it. Adepts. Volo did funny things in Zest Historic Brew. I mean, Volo can do really sweet things if it lives. Living is the hard part. Yes, Booty. Modern is just, it's a tough format for a 4 mana 2 toughness creature. It's just so easy to kill. Opponent gonna bounce a spirit. And thinking. Yeah, it's just too fragile. That's kind of the main problem. Oh my goodness. All right. Opponent. Snapcaster. Prismatic Ending. Well, opponent managed to draw enough removal spells to do a thing. Oh, are they going to kill a Planeswalker? Interesting. I figured they'd kill a spirit and attack the Planeswalker, but... Opponent. Gets rid of the Liliana. And... passes. Oh, Castle Lockwinds. That's a good draw. Well, we will snipe Ragavan. Castle Lockwing. Play a Turok with Kicker. Make you discard. Grow the Turok. Kill Teferi. Hit our opponent. Still gotta beat a Batterskull. The life gain's coming. About it on taps. I lost this for Smallpox yesterday to get a 5-0 or something. Yeah, someone 5-0'd with the turtle or Timeless Dragon is what really caught my eye. I mean, I love blowing up lands, but Timeless Dragon is not a card I expected to be seeing play in the format. Archmage's Charm. Well, when you're empty-handed, that is one of the better things you can draw. Opponent hits a draw 2. Boy, you've just played control into control into control. Prismatic Ending. Okay. And equips up the Batterskull. Goes to combat. Attacks Kaya. Sure. We draw. Vindicate, please. Damn. Well, alright. Damn's okay. Kill the Snapcaster. Linger. Hit ya. Oh, Batterskull, so much life gain. There is one green card in the sideboard, and it's Toski. And Toski is actually insane with Lingering Souls. We will definitely bring it in this matchup. Okay, opponent. Another Teferi. Going to bounce a Spirit draw card. And we've drawn 5 lands this entire game. Please check out my budget modern mono blue draw your entire deck in swing deck. Ooh, I like the description. I like drawing my entire deck. Fetid Heath. Well, go to combat. Teferi. Opponent. 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 Drew a Snapcaster Mage. Okay. Wow. All right. Opponent is hitting the right pieces to not immediately die. I will give them that. Gains control of a tap spirit. Okay. Blocks Turok. Keeps Teferi alive again, unfortunately. Opponent whiffing at some point would be sweet. We wouldn't complain about that. Timeless Dragon. Get it back. Pass the turn. That's a sweet deck. I've tried to Wizards class. Oh, Wizards class Bethic Biomancer. That's a sweet combo. I haven't really seen a deck build around that before, and you get to draw your entire deck. That's super cool. Holy. Opponent, gonna equip. Yeah, start gaining life. Takes up. Goes to combat. Attacks. Well, let's see if they drew something else to save them. Block, block. Block. Okay, something dies, opponent passes. Liliana, well, go to combat. Everything at Teferi, gotta get rid of it. Play a Liliana. Boy, we have this. We're playing the longest games. Biomancer isn't a May though. Neither is Wizards class. So you need. Okay, opponent counterspell. Well, pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Yeah, that's actually a good point that I hadn't actually thought about. You probably do need a way to stop the combo. Opponent. Ragavan off the top. Puke. Oh, Ragavan. Hits us. Gets rid of a land we didn't want. Stone. Wow! Draw a land for once in your life. Cauldron complete. Oh yeah, that definitely does it. There's not. Oh. Yeah, that's just game. That is just game. Oh, draw a land. Come on. Well, yeah. Well, this was pretty awkward. We got stuck on lands for a long time, and our opponents just had straight action for the last several. We got them empty-handed, and it has just been action to action. Well, you can't Vindicate Cauldron because it's indestructible. I mean, we could Vindicate the Germ for a turn, but this Batter Skull can pick itself up and come back down, so it's a... Well, actually, can't even Vindicate that. That is also indestructible. So yeah, there's... Vindicate doesn't do anything against Cauldron itself. We can draw Kaya, I guess would buy us a turn. Opponent. More Ragavods. Urborg. Well, float a mana, playing Urborg. Keep the new one. Draw a card. Hope for a miracle. Yeah, Smallpox doesn't... Well, there's all the lands we didn't draw earlier. Smallpox doesn't work with the Ragavod out, and, well... Well, opponent has more lands because we were mana screwed for the first like 10 turns of the game, but after we got our opponent empty-handed, they just drew straight action for the rest of the game. Punishment, probably not good enough. Huh. How do we deal with this? So opponent, oh, this might just be a really tough matchup for this deck. How do we deal with a deck that you gotta kill Ragavan or you lose? You gotta kill Stoneforgers or you lose. That's a lot of gotta kill on turn 1 or turn 2 threats for our deck to keep up with. That makes me pretty nervous. What are we cutting? Actually, maybe, like, Kaya's Guile, is that even worth it? I guess we can bring in one. Our other stuff seems as good as our sideboard stuff. I just don't know how we I don't know how we beat the early game threats our opponent can present. Voidmere doesn't do anything, right? Voidmere is just a dead card. Kitaki, I don't think does enough. Kitaki's really good against artifacts, but it's better against affinity style decks. I think our opponent's deck, they're going to have like a Cauldron on the battlefield, and I think they will be pretty willing to pay a mana each turn to just murder us with Cauldron. Better against like decks that are flooding the board with artifacts. I wonder what our opponent's deck costs. It's got to be about... I wonder if it's over $2,000. It probably is. That's a very expensive... Like, Ragavan, 100... What is that? Like 150? 100? Whatever it is in paper. So, Ragavan, that's 400. Stoneforge, what, 50? Teferi, expensive. Force Negation. That is a very expensive... A very expensive list of cards all in a row. I think Squirrel's probably like one of our best cards. Well, this hand's actually pretty good. We can turn one Inquisition. This is the kind of start we want. We get to turn one Inquisition. Yeah, this is like the perfect start. Turn one Inquisition. Get rid of something. Probably Lightning Bolt. Turn 2, Smallpox away your land for free because we got Flagstones. Turn 3, Liliana to follow it up and get rid of all your stuff. I mean, it's a way that we can keep up with cards with our opponent's deck. That's the main goal of Toski is like, we have Lingering Souls to put a lot of tokens on the battlefield, so even just a turn or two of like drawing 4 cards to refuel, I think is a pretty big deal. Color Complete. Color Complete is largely just another spelling of complete. Yeah, apparently it's like I'd never really seen that spelling before, but I think it's just like a archaic spelling of complete. But, all right, Smallpox you. This is the best start. Urborg into Flagstones, into Smallpox. Wreck your lands, wreck your hand. I guess we discard the Dam. Yeah, I think our goal is to get our opponent empty-handed as quickly as possible. Squirrel is good because this matchup largely comes down to card advantage. Yeah, that's kind of my thinking. Is I think that the card advantage is going to be essential. Like, what we really want to do is empty our opponent's hand and then refill ours with something like Toski and Lingering Souls tokens. I do agree to just like as a creature itself, it's kind of meh. Like, it has to attack. It's not going to stop the Batter Skulls, but as a card draw spell, I think it's reasonable. Opponent tap land and passes. All right, Liliana time. Godless Shrine untapped. Liliana, take it up. Discard Inquisition. Go. Isn't complete a Phyrexian thing? Is it? Is that the idea of it? About it. Spire Bluff. And more Lilianas. Take it up. Discard a Liliana. Pass the turn. Is there any reason they couldn't fetch there instead of sacking their fetch? I mean, they could fetch, but they would just have to sacrifice what they fetch. So I don't know if it actually would be all that beneficial. Yeah, get rid of Prismatic Ending. Play Kaya. This is apparently how we beat our opponent's deck, is the fast Smallpox Poxstar opponent has a counter spell. Sure, pass the turn. Opponent needs a land for the Archmage's Charm. Doesn't find it yet. Well, Lingering Souls. That'll work. That's a clock. Now we just need the squirrel to go with it. We need the Toski. Oh, they're adding permanent Historic Brawl? I didn't realize they were adding permanent Historic Brawl. I mean, personally, I don't really play much Historic Brawl, but that has been a huge request. So that's actually awesome. That's super awesome about it. Wow. Another one. All right. Well, let's see if this can go hilariously wrong again. I mean, if we lose this one, then we just gotta assume that this is a really bad matchup. See, this is where Toski would be insane. Like, could you imagine if we got Toski here and we just play it and draw 4? Like, that wins us the game. Like, top decking Toski here basically just straight up wins us the game. So that is the card we'd actually like to draw the most, I think. Smallpox. Don't go to combat. Attack ya. Hit ya. Yeah, pass the turn. See what our opponent does. How long until your pups come home? It's still gonna be 6-ish weeks, I think, until they're old enough to actually come home. They were 2 weeks old as of like a week ago. Archmage's time to draw some cards. Yeah, opponent. Oh my sweet mother! All right. Explosives on 0. Opponent passes. We draw Vindicate. Go attacking. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, but now they get to dash Ragavan. Ugh. I mean, this might just be an unwinnable matchup. Because we had the absolute, like, best starter deck can get off to. And, I mean, I still feel like our opponent has just consistently been able to draw an answer. Like, whenever they're about to die, they've been able to chain together answer into answer. So, yeah. Still doing that. Archmage's Charm, draw some more cards. So I feel like our opponent has also run pretty hot, I would say. Opponent. Or else they wouldn't be able to get back from the start that we got off to. Opponent. Back up to 4 cards in it. I mean, they were empty-handed a couple turns ago. Remember, there was a time not that long ago where we had completely wiped our opponent's hand. We had a Liliana on 7, and now we're here. Does anyone have a standard deck centered around Narfi Betrayer King? I feel like there's not enough good zombies for the card to work in standard. I think in standard, I would agree that there's not really enough good zombie. Opponent, yeah, and they find the Stoneforge. Play as a tap land. We untap. Inquisition. Well, we will play a Vindicate on Stoneforge Mystic. We will cast a Smallpox. Sack a land. Archburglar Lord. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Yeah. We needed like one more turn before our opponent top decked that engineered explosives, unfortunately. The Lingering Souls would have gotten there. So I think in standard, if you want to build around Narfi, probably the easiest thing to do is to go with the snow theme, because it's also a lord for snow stuff. So that would be another possibility. Opponent gets in with Ragavan, getting treasures to play Cauldron Complete. We draw Lingering Souls. Well, we will cast a Lingering Souls. Opponent. No counter currently. Can't flash it back. That would have been nice, but opponent taps. And Thoughtseize to get rid of Calder Complete would be good. Cast a Ragavan. And passes. Cling to Dust. Well, flashback Lingering Souls. Opponent. Just counterspell. Pass the turn. Opponent. Yeah, we'll do record updating. Okay, Lightning Bolt. We'll fix the record after this game, which I think is about to end any second here. Opponent. Oh, come on. Jeez. Ah! Gets in with a Ragavan. Hits us. Treasure for Caldra. Takes a land off of our deck. Passes. Well, we will. Cantrip. Cling to Dust. Smallpox. I'll play a land. Play a Smallpox. You gotta be kidding me. Alright, Snapcaster. Well, I mean, yeah, Desperation Sack. I guess we get it a Cling to Dust, or it's just over. Kaya. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, that might not be a matchup that we can win. Yikes. Yikes. Yeah, that was brutal. Well, that was interesting. Pony had a lot of good cards in their deck, that's for sure. So we've been streaming for over an hour and a half, and we played 2 matches. Oh, the grind. Yeah, opponent's deck got a lot of new cards in it, that's for sure. Expressive Iteration. I mean, I think our opponent's deck is basically just like play all the busted stuff and trust that being busted will be enough. I really am curious what it costs. It's gotta be. Decks are just ridiculously expensive now. We've been talking about that a lot with Historic Horizon, but I think it's like slipped under the radar a little bit that like Modern is absurdly expensive. Like, to the point where this should be something that we're concerned about. Like, if you just look at the most played decks, the cheap ones are like $700, and most of them are like, oh, I guess Blitz is around 500, but there's Blitz at 500. You got Amulet Titan at 700, Hammer times 800, and most of the top tier decks in the format are over $1,000. Like, it was only a few years ago that, not that long, like 2 or 3 years ago, that we were talking about how Modern had been getting cheaper and how you could get decks for tier decks for $300-$400, and then you have an outlier. Hey, what's up, Winning Gate? How are you? You'd have outliers like Jund, and Jund was like, oh my god, it's so expensive because it's like $1,200 or $1,500, but now that's just like the cost of Modern at the moment, apparently. Like, that's the normal price of a Modern deck, is what Jund used to be as the outlier. So that's a concern a bit. 1,800. Oh, I'm sure we're gonna see a $2,000 Modern deck here shortly. Which, What do you think and hope for Pioneer on Arena? Well, I hope Pioneer comes to Arena. Based on everything that Wizards has said recently, it's not looking good. I'm hoping that Wizards changes their mind based on adding these new exclusive cards to Historic, and that'll be something that gets them to add Pioneer. But the most recent thing we've heard from Wizards, they just with 0 lands. That's not normal. No shenanigans. They're just firing it off. Huh. I mean, okay. I've never seen that before. Opponents, it's the flex, I guess. My favorite deck that you can build on a budget. My favorite deck is when you can build on a budget and upgrade over time. I wonder if our opponent made a mistake. Our opponent kept a 0 lander? Well, I guess the Vindicate the Land plan's... the Vindicate the Land plan's not going to be very good against this opponent. Opponent. But even living end, you want lands, right? They must just be holding the, like, I win the game if I draw land hand. Okay, opponent does draw the land. Well, play Fetid Heath. Go. Maybe it was just maybe they had the land the whole time and they were just, I don't even know. The deck cost 900 ticks. I was only playing 3 Monkey Standard my 955 to. Wow, so you're actually making choices. Wow. Did our opponent forget to play a land? I am super confused as to what's going on at the moment. Inquisition. Well, I mean, land untapped. Vindicate your swamp. My brain is literally exploding. I have no idea what is happening. Did our opponent forget to play a land? Did they just top deck 2 in a row? What is going on with this game? About it. Maybe they chose to pretend like they kept a 0 lander out of shame. That's probably what I would have done. They wanted to do the ephemerate shenanigans, but forgot to play their land and then decided to pretend they were mana screwed because that's better than admitting you made a mistake. That seems, I mean, that might be, I would at least consider doing that if I was in that scenario. Well, we're going to find out now. If they have a bunch of lands in hand, we're about to find out. Your friend, welcome to the Fishbowl. Hey, what's up, Avocado? Good to see ya. What have you been up to? How goes things? Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So our opponent definitely... Our opponent definitely... Ah! And then our opponent... opponent just said this in the chat. I just realized I didn't play a land on turn 1. Oops. I think it was the the punt, and then pretend I mana screwed to try to cover up the punt. That's my guess. That's my guess, which is kind of hilarious. I could totally see myself being tempted to do that same exact thing. The problem is I'm usually playing on video and you all can see my hand, so I can't get away with it. But if no one was looking at my hand, I would totally be considered doing that. Oh, that's so funny. No, I mean, I'm not making fun of our opponent. Not at all. Like the line is funny, and I can empathize because like I said, I would be very tempted to do the exact same thing if people couldn't see my hand. Stone Rain, have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. Do we Vindicate land? Let's just get a Timeless Dragon. I think we wait for them to cast the Batter's Skull and then just Vindicate the Batter's Skull. That probably makes the most sense. It's kind of cute that we have this Nether Spirit in our other creature we can exile from the graveyard to make sure it keeps coming back. Y'all selling Scoops plushies. If you can figure out a way that we can make Scoops plushies that is not ridiculously expensive, I would love to. Basically, I'd love to make Scoops plushies and have them for merch or whatever, but every time we've looked into it, we have not been able to find a way that we could do it where it would be, I don't know, economically viable is probably the proper term. Like, basically, it's ridiculously expensive to make plushies, or at least that's the information that we keep getting, is that it's ridiculously expensive. So maybe someday we figure out a way to do it efficiently, but for now, that's the sticking point. Things have been great. 100% remote life has been continuing and is fantastic. Yeah, working from home is pretty amazing. Not playing a land was elaborate bluff to sack a turd and make you waste your Vindicate on the swamp. If it was, it worked. We did Vindicate a swamp, and then they found a Thoughtseize to get rid of the other Vindicate, so now their Batterskull is looking like it could survive, which isn't good. Opponent hits us. Sure. Menace can't block. Someone made a plushy Crater Hoof I saw online. It's adorable. Yeah, I actually have a Scoops plushie, but it's one that someone just made like 2 of and sent one to me and one to Richard. As far as actually like producing them in a way to sell them, that's where it gets harder. All right, so there's the Batterskull. We draw. Smallpox. Land untapped. Smallpox. Sack Nether Spirit, because it comes back anyway. Sack Flagstones. Alright, opponent keeps the Batterskull. Well, Timeless Dragon can block it. It's not great, but it can do it. Get the Plains. Pass the turn. Staying on defense. Got to deal with the Batterskull. Come on, Castle Lock. I feel like we always want a Castle Lockwain. Maybe this deck just needs more Castle Lockwains. Shout out to you for making work bearable right now. Oh, Shark Boy Supreme. Well, I'm glad it's helping. Playing a phone game through an emulator on the other screen. Yeah, it blocks a germ. Apparently, the current event involves 2 people who are married to each other having drunk love potions. Looking at someone else and though they want a divorce. That sounds like an interesting game. All right, we'll exile a Vindicate. Keep trying to draw cards to find a Castle Lockwain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw a card. Not a Castle Lockwain. Get back a Nether Spirit. Sure. Smallpox. Well, I guess we keep doing that. If we keep smallpoxing, it does make it hard for our opponent to get this Batterskull going. And it's keeping our graveyard full of cards to cling to dust to draw cards. So this is a music channel, and I just love all, and I know there's love for all music, but is there any love for jazz like Coltrane and Gillespie? Gillespie. Yes, I like jazz. I don't listen to it that much, but I do appreciate jazz. Wait, what was the pun? What are we going to pun it for, Roble? About it. Picks up the Batterskull. Thoughtseize. So Timeless Dragon has actually felt pretty good. It's been hard to tell because we've played against two Jeskai decks. One like hardcore Jeskai control deck, and then one more Stonebladey Jeskai control deck. So we haven't got a very big variety of matchups, but it's felt synergistic at least. Ooh, Lingering Souls. Okay, Lingering Souls is good. We get back the Nether Spirit. Still would like a Castle Lockblade. Wow, Lingering Souls number 2. 1, 2, 3 Lingering Souls. And 1, 2, 3 Lingering Souls. Pass the turn. All right, here comes the Spirit Beatdown. No dams, no dams, no dams. I have about 10 of your budget deck lists put together right now. Working on finishing up 8-Whack. Ooh, that's awesome, GG. What is your favorite of the budget decks at the moment? Oh, that is a game-winning draw. That is a Batterskull leaving the hand. Turok, kick it. For the him, Batterskull gone. Opponent needs to top deck a dam this turn, I think, and they're not even going to wait around. And our opponent almost got us. They almost got us with their tricky not playing a land shenanigans, but hey Seth, after your last stream I went and watched Davio 504, and oh boy, thanks for you making me discover him. He is such a great artist. Yeah, I'm kind of still addicted to Davy 504. Like, he's really good at playing bass, I think, and he's also just entertaining. His super dry sense of humor just cracks me up. For some reason. So I don't watch a lot of like non-Magic YouTubers, but that one's I think out of all the, like, he's a pretty famous YouTuber, I guess. He's got to be. He's got 9 million subs, but I've never gotten into any other like YouTube famous person before. I mean, I watch Magic YouTubers and people in certain, niches, but I've never gotten to someone who's just like huge on YouTube, but he actually is pretty entertaining. There are a lot of budget decks out there, but none are as great as 10 ticks turn 2 tokens. Turn 2 tokens is, yeah, that was a long time ago. That's an old school budget deck. Slappers, checkmate. And I'm kind of actually like impressed with the content too. Like, I like him as a person, but some of like the base battle stuff he does that actually ends up being more of like a duet with both people playing with each other, actually like pretty impressive. All right, so we're up against Ephemerate. I think we're gonna bring in Toski because is Void Mirror worth it? It's probably too slow. I think we bring in Toski. Mostly worried about just getting wrecked by the triple Thoughtseize, but we can't actually really stop it. Let's try something like that. Right now, my favorite is Mono Green Combo Elves and Rakdos and Earth Goblins. Those are both sweet ones too. Yeah, I wonder if it's worth. Oh, having Toski in hand could be a downside here if we get absolutely. If we get griefed. Absolutely Thoughtseize into oblivion. Yeah, Toski in the main, Leyline. Godless Shrine tapped. Leyline. Interesting. Well, Urborg. Inquisition you. Priest of the Felrites. Sure. I guess I don't know what our opponent's deck's doing exactly. I think my favorite deck of Saffron Alpha so far was 5-color colorless Door to Nothingness. Oh, yeah, that one had a good name. That's for sure. Well, land. Go. Opponent. Taps. Drawing a land naturally would be nice. Ooh, wow. Cave of the Frost Dragon. Interesting. Yeah, Door is really sweet. I'm missing Woo's Brews. Would love to have a brew off between Woo and Seth. Yeah, Travis made some sweet brews. Boy, it's been a while since since we did draw the land. It's been a while since Travis has been like making content, I think, but he did have some sweet brews. I think Travis's most famous brew or successful brew is probably Living End. I'm pretty sure he gets credit for being like the originator of Living End. Well, another spirit, not this time. Yeah, I haven't seen Cave of the Frost Dragon in Modern. I almost wish we had one in our deck that. Oh god, on Burial Right. Huh. So opponent's a graveyard. This is an interesting twist on the Grief archetype. Vindicate the Ley Line. We might have to at some point. Opponent, tap land. So they're going to grief us. They have the Burial Rites. They probably grief the Toski? Well, yeah, let's Vindicate Ley Line. Because we want to be able to discard this Lingering Souls and not lose it. Discard the Lingering Souls. Wow, they discard the Grief. Okay. Grief down, grief down. Would you do a version of Enduring Ideal? We've done Enduring Ideal before, but it might be a good time to revisit. It's been a while since we played a Enduring Ideal deck. What else do you want to see? Is there anything else in Modern that we haven't done in a while? Or like Modern Horizons 2, Forgotten Realms, that you'd really like to see? Maybe they have 2 griefs. That would make sense. A quick reminder as we go along that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. And if you need some magic cards, all right, they do have 2 griefs. You can get them from over at cardkingdom.com. What do they take? I bet it's Toski. That's the scariest long-term card. Wow, okay, takes the dam. Interesting. Hopefully we just draw land. Smallpox. Not exactly a land. Well, okay. 1, 2. Timeless Dragon. Plane Cycle. Get a planes. Play the planes. Lingering Souls. Flash it back. Hey Goldfish, I couldn't help but notice your Trout Mask replica album in the background. Do you enjoy Captain Beefheart, or is it just for the cover? Oh, I hadn't thought about the fish aspect. No, it's there because I'm a big Captain Beefheart fan. But that is a good connection. I had actually considered Goldfish, Trout Mask. But yeah, no, I'm a big of that album in specific. Captain Beefheart, they went kind of downhill, but Trout Mask replica is insane, so good. Hey, what's up, Aziel? How are you? This Jund Dragons deck has been really fun in Standard 2022. Reanimating a hasty Gnawbones makes some crazy turns with Wish. Ooh, I haven't played a Wish yet. Yeah, Gnawbones is so sweet. Opponent. Alright, Unburial Rites Grief. So we're going to lose a Toski. The problem for our opponent is we can just ultimate this Liliana. Opponent attacks Liliana. Well, we will kill the Grief. Let's see what we draw. Yeah, that deck looks super sweet. You talked about how they have been printing a lot of strong Boros cards in standard sets lately. Do you think that when we have rotation, Boros will finally shine in standard? Whew, maybe. Wow, how greedy are we? So if we ultimate, we leave them with a grief and 2 lands. We also, let's take down. Get rid of the grief. We're going to wait. We're going to wait, be a little greedy. Timeless Dragon. I mean, we might get more value out of doing it this way anyway. Pass the turn. So a lot of the Sweet Boros cards are more like commander-y cards. Whether or not Boros would be good after rotation, I think I'm very excited to try like a Boros equipment style deck. That's a style of Boros that I'm most excited for after rotation and standard. Opponent, Prismatic Ending. Yup. And Thoughtseas, just a land. Welcome to the Fishbowl for the 45th month. Thank you for your subscription. Big gift for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Opponent passes. Well, Silent Clearing. Sack it. Draw a card. Dig up. Discard. Pass the turn. Showdown of the Skulls is really good. That has a feeling of a standard staple after rotation. I also really like mono green liquid metal coating. Yeah. That deck has gotten a lot better now that we got Karn. Like, that has been a huge upgrade. And also the new liquid metal too. We played a version on the YouTube with the Saheeli combo in it, and it was actually like really sweet. I was AFK in Minecraft while watching you, Seth, and fell in the lava. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lavify you. That's opponent has it. We're the Castle Logwain deck. Well, that is a good one. Opponent firing up the cave. Going to hit us. Well, block. Oh, how greedy are we? How greedy are we? Oh, I want to be super greedy. Lingering Souls. Flash it back. Godless Shrine. Tapped. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You know, we're taking up. We're taking up. We're waiting. We're keeping this Liliana around. Hit ya. Next turn. Next turn, the Liliana will ultimate. We're playing against the Grief deck at the moment. Who Lingering Souls, I think would break standard. I don't want to say break, but I think it would be insanely strong. Like, I think even by current 2021 standards, I think Lingering Souls would be one of, if not the best card in standard. Although I guess there's a lot of dragons that can block it. I don't know. I would be surprised if they put something of that level into the format. Well, all right. Take it down. Make your choice, opponent. 3 lands either way. Triple Stone Rain. And now we got the Vindicate, if we want to, for the Rubbids. Okay. Go to combat. Hit ya. And we get to keep the Liliana, which is even better. Opponent down to 15. Pass the turn. Winner Malant for the 10th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, what's up, Mounses? How are you? Prismatic Ending. On a Spirit. Sure. Opponent passes. How can we lose? Alright, let's Vindicate a... Vindicate a land. Toski would be so good. Play the land. Take up Liliana. Where's our Castle Lochwain? Yeah, opponent probably should have kept Castle Lochwain. I think Castle Lochwain's a card that can get it back in the game. Here's my Boros Clerics deck that got me to Diamond Tier 2022. It has been working fine and seems strong. Seems to be a strong mid-range deck. Interesting. I haven't seen Boros. Oh, there it is. That's what we've been waiting for. We get the Castle Lochwain. We get to draw cards. Castle Lochwain is so good. I think this is. I don't know if we talked about this on stream. What card? We always complain about Standard. Well, maybe. I think probably more than just me. But we've complained. I've complained a lot. But about Eldraine and just being tired of where Standard has kind of ended up. But even out of Eldraine, there's some cards that I'm going to miss in Standard. What are you going to miss most at rotation? What are you going to actually, wish was still in the format? There's got to be some stuff. I think for me, Castle Lochwain is like really high on that list. Oh, I love Castle Lochwain so much. Thankfully, it's good enough for older formats, so we can still play. Elspeth's Son's Nemesis. Elspeth was hyped. When Elspeth was boiled, oh boy. All right, Ponesper says. When Elspeth was boiled, it was like legitimately hyped. And I thought it was going to be a good card. I thought it was going to be maybe really, really good. I remember having a conversation with Chaz, who used to do the Goldfish podcast, about it. And yeah, I expected it to be a staple level card. It hasn't really done anything. Bone Crusher and Embercleave. Boo. Hiss. Hiss. No. Wrong answer. Let's draw. Let's take down. Oh, Song of Creation. I wanted Song of Creation to be good. I ranked those enchantments so high, and those were whiffs. When we were talking about Ikoria. Song of Creation. Uh-oh. All right, opponent keeps top decking, persists. Song of Creation. What's the one that exiles cards from your graveyard to make mana? I had that one ranked super high. I guess it eventually ended up seeing the tiniest bit of play in Standard, but not much. Well, take up Liliana. Discard the ending. Card draw number 1. Smallpox. I'll go to combat, attack you. Hit ya. Smallpox ya. We could be getting a flawless victory out of that. There is hope. Titan's Nest, yeah. That was the one. But I thought that whole, even the Jeskai, I thought that whole cycle was good. I thought that whole cycle was going to be like some of the better cards from Ikoria, and in general, they mostly have just kind of fizzled. Ox of Agonis is a sweet card. I could see being sad that Ox of Agonis is leaving. Well, pass the turn. With the pandemic, I haven't been able to play with Eldraine very much, so while I understand people being sick of cards, I am not. Ugh. Alright, Stoneforge. Oh, this is fine. We can just take up and get rid of it. They have no cards in hand. Yeah, I mean, I think from the perspective of someone who plays digitally, Eldraine has just dominated the format since it released, really. So opponent gets a Batter Skull. Now, let's exile. And Prismatic Ending. Draw a card. Play Eternal Dragon. I always forget it's 5. Play Eternal Dragon. Tick up. Get rid of the Batter Skull. Man, this deck is grindy to the Circle of Loyalty. Yeah, Circle of Loyalty probably goes down as One of my all-time worst predictions. Although, actually, in all honesty, it's kind of like a meme, but if you actually go back and listen to when Krim and I were talking about it, I think that it's actually not 100% as bad as it sounds, just because we were excited for Knights, and that was like the mythic Knight card from the set, so that's the one that like was mentioned, but the actual context was the possibility of Knights being good in Standard, although that I guess that doesn't make it that much better because Knights were also not good in Standard. I think we just play another Liliana and take it down because the one thing that could be bad is I guess a Cauldra. I don't even know if it matters, but might as well. Top deck Cauldra, put it into play, smack us. All right. Well, opponent got to deal with the dragon, or they are dead. Down to 4, grinding it out. No, Seth, in the very first podcast, you said Ugin is bad and Tron will never play it. Wow. I don't remember the very first podcast. That was my take on Ugin. Well, I got the win, up to 2-1. While this deck grinds. This is one of the grindier decks we've played in a long time. Did I actually say that? I would say my worst prediction is probably Jace Prodigy. That's number 1. Doggoa82, first time sub. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Worst prediction, number 1. I mean, I'll have to go back and listen to the first podcast. If I said that Ugin is bad, I have no idea. That was so long ago. If I said Ugin was bad, that would be a pretty big miss. But the one that stands out, Jace Vryn's Prodigy. Oh, I was so harsh on Jace Vryn's Prodigy. I thought it was gonna be really bad, like not even playable bad. And then next thing you know, it's $100 and it's ridiculous. Seasoned Pyromancer in Jumpstar. I think that's one of the most impactful reprints we've seen. Like, Seasoned Pyromancer is kind of insane. Like, that's just such a strong card. Although it's strong in like it's strong in a relatively fair way. So I'm not like worried about it being broken, but we have a new donation from Dan Wildfire, $2 donation. Working on a script for my it's a saga. For my Commander Complexity video, I realized that instead of an arbitrary 1 to 10 scale, it'd be less controversial to classify the EDH archetypes into easy, medium, and hard. I think that makes sense. I think that if you do it on a 1 to 10 scale, you'll definitely get a lot of people quibbling over the numbers. Like, oh, you said this was a 7, but it's a 5 or whatever. So hard, medium, and easy might make it a little simpler. That's actually a great question for the chat. Also, Doug, if people want to check out your YouTube, thank you for the donation. If you want to check out your YouTube videos, where do they find them? What would you rank as Commander players? What would you rank as the hardest and easiest decks in the Commander format? I think it's actually kind of a cool topic. Oh my goodness, I forgot about this topic. This came up on Tomer's stream yesterday, and I think we're gonna do a gold Commander Clash podcast about it. But I think I have an even better question. What's a combo? What is the definition of a combo versus a synergy? Like, what do you consider a combo? Is it does a combo have to win the game? Question 1. Can it be a combo without actually winning the game? Stack says that's actually a pretty good breakdown. It was Commander Clash live stream on the Commander YouTube. So a combo has to win a game. So let me ask you this. Infinite Mana, is that a combo? You have Basalt Monolith and Zerda. Is that not a combo then? Because technically, that by itself doesn't win the game. So a combo has to win the game. Like, Niv Curiosity wins the game. Okay, then what about this? Karn Mycosynth Lattice. Does that count because it virtually wins the game, even though technically it doesn't? Well, I mean, we're gonna blow up lands, but I feel like our opponent's just gonna play a bounce land and play Primeval Titan with all these amulets out. We could use a Kaya. Opponent's gonna have triple amulet. So bounce land lets them play Primeval Titan with no lands. This is absolutely silly. I would say that a combo gives you a resource advantage, whereas a synergies are cards that work together. Okay, combo is truly infinite. Synergy is just an advantage. Oh, so a combo has to go infinite. Huh. But then, What about the Dice Twin deck? Is that like close enough that it counts? Or what about like Thassa's Oracle Consultation, Demonic Consultation? Is that a combo? I guess you're infinitely exiling cards from your library, but I think it's actually like a very convoluted. The definitions are way more convoluted. Suzuki, hey, what's up, Sushi? 8 months, holy moly, it's been a while. How's it going? It's going well. New Penny Dreadful season, and I'm going full against odds with Chain of Acid and Indestructible, lads. That sounds absolutely hilarious. Welcome back to the Fishbowl, and good luck with the deck. Big soup cheer for you. Yeah, Narset Wheel, that's got to be a combo, right? It's not infinite. It doesn't literally win the game, even though it feels like it wins the game. That's gotta be a combo. It's 2 cards. It does. I would consider that a combo. Maybe my definition of combo is just too loose. How do we get out of this? 3 amulets is ridiculous. So if they play a bounce land, they get Primeval Titan and we lose no matter what. So we can't stop that. Does that mean we're better off Lilianaing and trying to empty their hand? Yes, Storm isn't infinite. Ugh. See, it's a way more complicated than it seems. I mean, that is fair. My definition of combo is definitely loose. And some things that I call a combo, if you said, no, that shouldn't count, it's actually a synergy, I wouldn't fight with you about it. But at the same time, like, I'm not sure a combo has to be infinite to be a combo. Synergy is something that creates more value than normal. Combo, something that wins or alters the game in your favor, points to a win rate of 90% or higher for you. So it has to be very likely to win you the game, basically. Ugh, Expedition map. Opponent passing. Ooh, Inquisition. Wow, that might get us out of this. What a draw. Inquisition. Get rid of the Summoner's Pact. Float a mana. Wait, let's think about this. Take up Liliana. Discard Timeless Dragon. Get rid of the Primeval Titan. Vindicate the Breeding Pool. Flagstones. Oh! Through 2 Primeval Titans in hand, get the Triobe. Go. All the amulets, but I don't know if our opponent can do anything with them. Opponent untaps. And well, now we got to close out the game. Draws a land. All right. Now we just got to close out the game as quickly as possible. Heckmage, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. In my first Commander game ever about a month ago, I could have won on turn 5 using Mikaeus, Necroticus, Triskelion, Devour combo. Didn't seem fair, so I didn't finish them. I know the feeling. There's definitely been Huh. This is counterintuitive, but I think we hit the map. And then our opponent gets a bounce land, and then we take up and make him discard? I definitely know the feeling. There's definitely been times when I have felt the same way. Is Prismatic any good enough in 2-color decks? Well, technically we got this Triome, so technically we're 3 colors, but I don't know if I'd play it in a deck that only had 2 colors of mana. But I think in Modern it's pretty trivial to add a 3rd color, even if it's a single Triome to power it up, so putting it to Yavimaya. Well, take up Liliana, make a discard. Timeless Dragon. Timeless Dragon's doing its thing. It's actually been a pretty reasonable card. I feel like synergy just means more incidental benefit, where a combo is 2 or more cards acting in something greater than some of its parts. Okay. Wow, that is the saddest grazer. Opponent passes. Well, Kaya. Snipe the grazer. Dig up Liliana. Flashback the Lingering Souls. Hit you with the Timeless Dragon. I was wondering if combos had to like win the game. That's one definition that I've seen. But I don't think I agree that they have to win the game. I do think they got to give you a meaningful advantage. Like 2 cards that interact together, but don't actually do something that's pushing you towards winning the game. I don't know if I would feel right about considering that a combo. An opponent done. And, well, that actually somehow worked out. Opponent had so many amulets where they were like a draw away, but our discard and our land destruction came through. Boros Clerics. I mean, I think Boros Clerics looks pretty sweet. I hadn't really considered the Boros aspect too much. Hoffrey's a really sweet card. I hope Hoffrey... We got to build a standard Hoffrey deck for standard 2022. Hoffrey's a card that... It's cool. It's just a cool design. One thing I will say for Wizards. They might charge way too much for Arena. They might make decisions that players really don't like. But they have really made some cool designs recently. Like, they really have. What budget deck is most viable in the current meta? So, I assume we're talking Modern? What budget deck would be most viable in Modern? Well, let's Crime. Bring in the Crime. Inquisition's actually kind of sketchy. Vindicate's good. Damn is probably hit or miss. Fragmentize? Well, yeah, let's go Another Spirit. We probably don't need the Another Spirit. Run it like that. In Modern, so what is the best Modern deck that's on a budget right now? I usually... Well, I guess we're going to keep this. I'm on the fence. I usually go with something like 8-Whack as being the best budget Modern deck. And I do think the 8-Whack is a really good Modern budget deck. I haven't played it recently, though, since Modern Horizons 2 came out. So it's hard for me to say 100% how good it is right now. But that would still be my advice. Hammer Time, if you can still build it on a budget, is still very good. I'd have to look at the pieces. The budget version definitely is powered down a little bit because you don't get like Stoneforge. You don't get Urza Saga. But even on a budget, it's still really good. Burn is another kind of like classic budget Modern archetype. Okay. Opponent going off-ish. Oh, if only we could get this down. Huh. I'll play Fetid Heath. Smallpox you. Well, Smallpox all of us. Yeah, I guess we can Smallpox this turn, and then next turn we can Smallpox with Flagstone, and that's still pretty good. We'll discard the Dam. Opponent probably has to just give up the Saga, I would assume. Which means they don't get to get a Amulet out of it. Opponent, sacking. Wow! Sacking the Pounce land to keep the Saga that's going to sack itself. Opponent really wants that Amulet. Really wants the Amulet. What's the deck trying to do? Well, we're blowing up a lot of lands, mostly, and then winning with Timeless Dragon. Opponent, Crumbling Vestige, returns, untaps. Oh, this second Smallpox is probably going to make our opponent a little sad. Wow, maybe this is a good matchup. Yeah, I can't believe they sacked the Gruul Turf. I mean, they do need the Amulet, but opponent thinking. But yeah, this is kind of a oh no. Amulets for days. Opponent passes. Well, let's do it again. Play a land. Smallpox you. Discard Lingering Souls. This is looking like last game where our opponent had 3 amulets on the battlefield, but just couldn't keep stuff on the battlefield. Discards a Summoner's Pact. We'll grab a Triome. Pass the turn. Bounce land Primeval Titan is still really scary. Like that, they'd have to top deck a piece, but if they did, opponent does not top deck a piece. Passes. Oh, we will. Prismatic Ending a Amulet. Silent Clearing. Lingering Souls. Pass the turn. Come on, let's close it out. If you go to EDH Rec and select a commander, there's a combos page. Basically nothing but infinite loops. Synergy is like Shockland and Death Shadow. Oh! Okay. Well, Marsh Flats. Go to combat, hit ya. I guess we keep the pressure on. Smallpox 3. Sack a token. Sack a land. Get rid of a Primeval Titan. Opponent back down to... We just don't have a fast clock. If we had a faster clock, we'd be in great shape. They still have hope. Like, they... Okay, Valakut untaps it. They could still draw out of it if we don't draw a clock. We need a clock. We need a Planeswalker. Opponent passing. Well, Swamp. Go to combat, hit ya. That's what we're lacking, is a clock. Opponent down to 14 past the turn. I mean, the Spirit's a 1/1, but that's not fast enough. Opponent thinking. Oh, there's a bounce land. There's the bounce land. Yeah, untaps. Taps. Picks it up. Dryad of the Ilson Grove. All right, replays it. What can we find? Sack a land. Well, now we need removal. Land. Opponent. Passing. Even more lands. Well, play Urborg. Hit you for 1. Uh-oh. Wow, if we destroy all of our opponent's stuff and then just don't draw anything and lose to this Dryad, I'm going to be so disappointed about it. Another bounce land. Sure. Come on, removal. Come on, Vindicates. A 2020 creature in Flaying. I see, like, I tend to call all that stuff a combo, but maybe that's incorrect. Like, maybe all that stuff is synergies, but I tend to consider that a combo. Opponent hits us. Worst draw in our deck, Thoughtseize. Go to combat, hit ya. Alright, so we're doing the fizzle thing. Opponent untaps. And we are kind of running out of time to draw something. Opponent. Expedition map to get in Urza's Saga. Yeah. Oh, no. Well, if you cut Turok and Urborg, you could have Zerd as a companion. Yeah, Urborg is pretty essential. I don't think we can cut Urborg, unfortunately. Turok would be cuttable. Hey, what's up, Donos? For the 41st month, welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Opponent just gets a bounce land. All right, so we need to draw a removal spell probably this turn, or we're going to start to get Valakuted, and that's pretty not good. Pretty not good. Opponent also has Titan mana, so if they ever draw a Titan, they're going to be able to immediately cast it. Frightening times. Opponent. Combat. Hits us. I was watching an hour ago, just came back to tell you should call your dogs Saffron and Olive. That'd actually be kind of funny. That is actually kind of a funny idea. Well, that speeds up our clock. Does not stop us from dying to a Primeval Titan or a Valakut opponent. Whiff. Now I guess I don't even know what we're hoping for. If they draw lands, they get 2 Valakuts a turn and we lose. If they draw non-lands, I guess we're rooting for like more Dryads. Opponent. Wow, okay, more Dryads. Well, if that keeps happening for a few turns, we're in business. Opponent attacks. Well, I think we gotta kill one. Even though it hurts our clock. We want to be live to a removal spell to get rid of all the Dryads. Oh, they need... Alright, you're right, they do need 2 more. That does help a bit. Opponent passes. That is a good draw. That is a good one. Go to combat, hit ya. Opponent. Down to 8. Smallpox Part 4. Cast it. Down to 7. Dryad gone. Put our opponent back down on lands. There's still the fear. They could still draw Primeval Titan. Opponent untaps. Uh-oh. Grazer. Well, that slows down our clock. Come on, deck. Liliana. Well, Liliana. Get rid of the Grazer to speed our clock back up. Hit ya. Down to 5. It's the race to kill him before they draw the Titan opponent. What do they find? Tireless Tracker. Okay. What do we find? Fragmentize. Well, fragmentize the amulet. Tick up the Liliana. Oh, this game is ridiculous. This is a ridiculous game. What do we do? Do we just keep attacking and let the Liliana go? The problem is we need this turn and 2 more turns. Oh, Blood and Moon is actually that is top tier. Huh. Yeah, that's close behind Safi in Hans. So we can. Yeah, blocking feels bad. So the problem is if we hold and they draw land, then we're chump blocking. Actually, I think what we do is attack with 1. Let's attack with a spirit. That doesn't change the clock any. So opponent goes to 4. And we'll see what our opponent draws. Opponent. So we still have the same clock. Yeah, we've used every Smallpox, I think. Yeah, every Smallpox has been cast. Opponent, okay, hits a land, gets a clue. Sacks the clue, grows the tracker. Oh, I think we gotta go aggro. Wow, this game has been so close. Oh my god, they drew a summoning pack. Okay. Okay. Well, they can't Primeval Titan, though. Are they getting a Dryad? Are they getting life gain? Huh. Wow! They're getting a Grazer. Okay. What a ridiculous game! Oh. Opponent attacking Liliana. They packed for a Grazer. Do we block now? I guess we probably do. Or do we? So Liliana dies. We don't have any clock anymore. Our clock is gone because of Grazer. Well, Grazer has reach though, so we're currently at 4 attacks to win because of this Grazer. So you think let Liliana die? All right. I don't know. If they didn't have the Grazer, I'd feel confident about winning the race. I guess we could draw a removal spell. Or a Inquisition of Kozilek. Well, get in for 1. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem is I think unless we top deck this Tireless Tracker is going to win the race. Because of the Grazer. Oh, worst time for Inquisition off the top by far. Opponent. Because now we're going to have to chump block eventually. Unless we top deck, we're going to have to chump block anyway within like a turn. And then we don't have a Liliana. Oh, and then you get the Telerio S to transmute, to get Primeval Titan. Wow, I think this might be slipping away. I think it's slipping away. Yeah, we have, yeah. I mean, the Primeval Titan is a problem. This means Primeval Titan's coming next turn. I think we have, essentially, we have 2 turns to try to draw. I don't even know if we have 2 turns, because this tracker is lethal in 2 turns. I'll see if they crack the clue. If they crack the clue, then we got to stay on defense, or we're just dead on board. I mean, our opponent did have to spend a ridiculous amount of mana. Okay, opponents, yep. Yeah. Well, now I'm not sure. Dam? I guess a dam would be good, because we could kill both. I think that's what we got to draw. Now a removal spell doesn't do it. Single one. Urborg. Yeah. That's a dead card. Oh my goodness. Wow. I thought we had this for sure, but 2 dead cards in a row. I mean, one of the reasons to play Amulet Titan is you don't really have dead cards, because your lands are also spells, essentially. I don't think there's any way we can... I mean, we have Lingering Souls and stuff in our deck, but at this point, I think the only, pseudo out is Dam. That could be an out. Like, they Primeval Titan, they don't have any amulets. So they Primeval Titan, they can't haste it. We top deck Dam, we kill all their stuff, we jump block the tracker, and the game continues. It's not a great plan, but it is technically a plan. Like, if we draw a Dam exactly this turn. Well, if we attack now, we lose to the Tireless tracker. Like, the tracker we know there's a land in hand, so they just sack the clue and make it 6 power, we die. And if we attack with 1, they just block it with Grazer, so we can't really attack that turn or we die. Have you ever watched Mr. Robot? I watched, the first 3 seasons, maybe. I feel like I missed, the last season. We need the dam. Hey, anyone, got a question. I load the website and look, is there any good decks to get from Jumpstart yet to buy with 2K gold? So, Raindep, the Jumpstart isn't actually out yet. Interesting. Is our opponent punting this game? This is very interesting. Because now I don't think our opponent can play Primeval Titan. Oh, they must have... Do they have life gain? They must have life gain lands. That would make it make sense if they have life gain in their deck. Yeah, if they're getting a Radiant Fountain here, then it makes sense. Oh, the spoilers? Yeah, so the hard part is you don't really know what you're going to get. So I think it mostly depends on what you personally are interested in. Obviously, from a financial perspective, wow. All right, let's see if they get Radiant Fountains. I mean, they must, or else they're just dead on board. Well, now they don't get to pump the Tireless tracker, so we could go to 1. Well, I mean, this is it. This is it. Are they playing Radiant Fountain? That is a game all tied up into one question. They're not tutoring super quickly. The other hard part is just the percentages. So make sure to check the percentages because, Lannis is a card that I really want, but there's only a 30% chance that I get it. Or like Pool of Vigorous Growth is a card that I want, but there's only a 10% chance that I get it, even if I take the Evolving Pack. So I think really probably how it's going to have to work is you go with the themes you like. If you like squirrels, you take the squirrel pack. If you like slivers, you take the sliver pack. And also just keep an eye on where the higher rarity cards are if you're interested in building a collection for Constructed. All right, so opponent does have a Radiant Fountain. Goes up to 3. Well, do we draw a dam? Goes attacking. I mean, opponent's got 6 minutes on their clock. They're actually in danger of timing out here. We go to 1. Boy, those are not good draws. Inquisition, Urborg, redundant Urborg, Inquisition. Well, we got those out of the way. We got our worst possible running out of the way, so that's good. That unlikely to happen again. Yeah, run it back. Got a hot take on the upcoming Historic set. I mean, the hottest take is I'm actually fine with it. I actually think it looks fun. Like, if Magic as a whole was doing this, I would hate it. And it would make me question Magic's future if they were going to throw just these incredibly random Hearthstone cards into Standard and into Modern and into Legacy. I would be saying that I thought it was an actual threat to the game existing. Because if you want to play Hearthstone, why don't you just play Hearthstone? Like, Magic is great because it's Magic and because it's not Hearthstone. And there are people who choose to play Magic specifically because it's not Hearthstone. So I feel like trying too hard to imitate Hearthstone is, geez, this sounds bad. Trying too hard to imitate Hearthstone is a losing strategy rather than a winning one. So, but However, I think for Historic in specific, it's actually going to be fun. I think that Historic is weird. It's digital only. It's not going to be a paper format ever. If they want to make Historic into a wild Hearthstone place, I actually think for Hearthstone, for Hearthstoric, I mean, that it'll actually be pretty sweet, and I'm actually excited about it. So that's kind of where I come down with it. Like, yeah, if it was Magic's overall design direction, I would be saying I would be very concerned about things. But as a Historic only or Hearthstoric only thing, I think it actually looks kind of cool. Like, I like Momir. I like Momir in small doses. I couldn't always play Momir as my main form of Magic, but as a thing that I can play on occasion, I think it'd be kind of cool. I mean, and I also, like, I do have a concern. Like, here's one of my concerns. And I think the bigger issue, there's two big issues I have with it, and it's not the card designs. The two big issues I have is, number one, Jumpstart's just such a greedy way to release cards. So it's going to be ridiculously expensive. It's not player friendly. So that's a concern. So that's one big one. Oh, we really need to draw some. Boy, Crime Punishment would be interesting. Prismatic Ending. Well, that's better than nothing. Prismatic Ending, the Amulet. Marsh Flats. Lingering Souls. Get in and hit ya. So the other big concern I have is, even though I think it's a bit of a pipe dream, Historic was originally added to Arena to be a place where people could continue to play their standard cards after rotation, because why invest a ridiculous amount of money into standard when it's going to rotate and you're not going to be able to use it for very long? So that was one of the original reasons that Wizards added Historic to the client. And while I think that with any non-rotating format over the long term, you're not going to be able to play your old standard cards there. Because as it gets bigger, there's more cards. Your cards from the most current standard, less likely to be able to actually be competitive. So I knew this was going to happen anyway over the long haul. However, Wizards has really sped up that process by throwing hundreds of random new cards into the format. And it's really taken away from that aspect of it. You can't buy a bunch of cards to play standard and then just play those cards in historic for the most part, because you're going to get crushed. They're not good enough. So I really, really, really hope that Wizards adds something like Pioneer, something that's, wow, did they just get another Grazer? Opponent is like spending their days tutoring up Grazers. I think we win if we top deck Vindicate here, which would be pretty sweet. That's twice in this match. They have Summoning Pact a Abriel Grazer. Alright, Vindicate off the top to blow up the Yavimaya. Ooh, Crime Punishment. Yeah, Smallpox would have done it too. We actually have a lot of outs. Wow. Should we? Oh, all right, chat. What do you think? Should we be sacking Hardened Scales? So I hope they bring something like Pioneer into Arena. Is what I was saying. Do you think we should sack Silent Clearing? If we hit Smallpox, we win. If we hit Vindicate, we win. So we have 7 cards out of 49. So what's that? 1 in 7? 1 in 7 that we win the game. On the other hand, we could just play Timeless Dragon. Our opponent's behind on time. Well, if we blow up the 1-drops, don't we blow up... Oh! 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 It's X, not X or less. Okay, that makes it a pretty easy choice. Does it? We still could literally... Alright, you know what we're going to do? Since we're casting this to blow up the 1-drops anyway, it's a free roll. We get to spin it to win it. If we don't spin it to win it, we can crime away the 1-drops, which is also good. And we hilariously blow our opponent out for summoning, pacting up a Grazer. Alright. 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 Vindicate, Smallpox, either one. Off the top, win the game. Swamp. Alright, well, no Vindicator Smallpox, but that's fine. We will punish our opponent for their greedy line. Actually kind of insane here. 2 Grazers and the Amulet, and hit ya. Down to 16 past the turn. And our opponent's time walked because they cast the Summoner's Pack. That was pretty brutal. That was pretty brutal. Opponent paying the piper. Under 4 minutes. Sure. Opponent. Boy, this deck plays long games, doesn't it? That actually worked out pretty well. Opponent. Crumbling Vestige. 2 cards in hand. Without an Amulet, we don't just lose to a Titan either, which is nice. Opponent. Thinking. Clock ticking. Passing. Ooh. Oh, Thoughtseize. This is the good time for the Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize you. Got a Titan in there? Well, technically 2. Well, we'll take the real one. Make him pay the packed price again. Timeless Dread. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, I don't know why I always think it's 4 mana, even to Eternalize. I always do. Well, get in and hit you. Well, we get to Castle Lockwayne. That's something. Pass the turn. Yeah, I always, for some, it's 4 to Eternalize, but 5 to cast. It's the weird card that's actually cheaper to Eternalize, so I always just, yes. Opponent. Top deck's another. Come on. Packed up number 4. Packed up. Yes. Get that Grazer. Get that Grazer. Is our opponent memeing? Oh, they get a tracker. Okay. Opponent gets a tracker. I mean, I think this is going to do it. I think we got it. Draw a card. Smallpox. Vindicate is still just deadly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Overloaded dam. Pass the turn. Opponent's got to pay. Definitely should have attacked first. Oops. I think this is the first time I've overloaded dam. For some reason, I was thinking it was going to give us a plague win, but it certainly does not give us a plague win, does it? Opponent passing. Well, timeless dragon. Play the land. Yes, I deserve a punt for that. I don't think it's gonna matter, but it definitely was a punt. Well, hopefully it doesn't matter. We'll see. Opponent. Facing down the 5. It does take a turn off of our clock. If we got it for 2, then 2 timeless dragons would do it. But I still think we're in pretty good position. Dryad. And the funny thing is we didn't really need to overload the dam. Gonna pick up the Telerio as to trip. Oh, does not. Alright, Radiant Fountain to gain life. Sure. Opponent passes. Well, green, white, black. Draw 3. Painful Truce in Modern. Commander All-Star. Fragmentized Dryad. Marsh Flats. Go to combat. Hit ya. For 5. Down to 9. Past that. We have so many answers, we should be good. I don't really want to Pox. If they had an Amulet, then I would Pox just to make sure that they couldn't resolve a Titan. But without an Amulet, Titan's okay. Like, we can let them resolve the Titan and then kill it on the next turn. The Amulet's what makes it super scary because of haste, and then it can just immediately win. Yeah, we might as well cling to dust. Draw a card. Untap. Hit ya. Actually, maybe now we do go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I guess I could still cast it. Huh. Well, 1, 2, 3. I think we're getting there. Liliana. Take it up. Make you discard. Discard a Lingering Souls. And then flash back a Lingering Souls. And yeah, we'll just pass. Doesn't really matter. I don't think our opponent has a way to get out of this. Untaps, draws, a minute on the clock in the grindiest game. Grazer? What do they find? Like, even if it's a Titan, I don't think it wins. I don't think it matters. Hopefully. Yeah, Timeless Dragon's actually doing it. It does have sweet art. While he did top deck the Titan, but there's no Amulet. Like, this isn't going to save our opponent. They're still dead on board. Has Seth ever played any Bethesda games? If so, what would you score them out of 10? So what is Bethesda games? We have a new donation from Icy Doc. $2.75. Hey, Seth. Tongue twister for you. Since you're from the far north, try saying unique New York 5 times fast. I'm sure it'll make a great clip. Unique New York. Unique. That is a hard one. Unique New York. Unique New York. Unique New York. boy, those words do not go together. Unique New York, unique New York, unique New York, unique New York. Ugh. Yeah, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I do that one. I'm usually good. I'm usually good at opponent's just gonna time themselves out here. I'm usually good at doing tongue twisters, but that one I cannot do. Opponent. Yeah, well, they used up the entire clock. They top decked their best card and could not overcome the Timeless Dragon. Well, we're finishing up. We gotta get the treasure chest. We're 3-1. We have played the longest, grindiest games, but one more. Let's see if we get it. Unique New York, 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 unique New York. It's easy to like blur the. It's easy to blur the like vowels together. So I have not played any of those Bethesda games. Oh, actually no. Actually, I played Fallout. It's been a while, but I played. I actually played a lot of Fallout at one point. So yeah, I played Fallout. Fallout's sweet, at least. So this is like older Fallout because it was from a while ago. But what one was it? It was a Fallout with. It was a Fallout that was set in Las Vegas, I want to say. Huh. I'll take the wildfire. Go. We have a new donation from Dusty T. Hey Seth, I read a piece on the Arena Reddit about the Mastery Pass and players' woes with it. Do you think there should be more XP available to players for completing the pass, and Wizards should improve the rewards in the pass, like wild cards? Yes, and also yes. So my personal experience, and I haven't seen the Reddit post yet, although I will probably try to look it up because that sounds interesting. So I don't know the exact numbers they're talking about, but my experience with the Mastery Pass is when I first started playing Arena, I basically always did the Mastery Pass, and Wizards progressively, set by set, just started cutting rewards from the Mastery Pass to the point where it was no longer worth it for me. So because I didn't really care much about any of the cosmetics that they had to offer. So I basically stopped using the Mastery Pass, stopped paying for the Mastery Pass because I felt like Wizards nerfed it so much essentially. So yeah, that's been my experience. And it definitely varies person to person. I don't really like the just border extended card style, so I don't value those highly. I have a full collection, so getting old packs from like Keldheim is not especially valuable to me because I spend a ton of money when a set comes out to get the collection. So for me, it went from being worth it to not being worth it. Opponent going to Solitude and then brought back a Solitude, which... all of this is fine if our opponent's going to just pitch their hand away. Well, pitch their hand away to kill two spirits. We have the dam in hand, so we can kill it. Opponent. I guess they want to get the land back too. They're trying to get to Showdown. We actually played this deck a bit ago. I wonder if I don't think they play Pox. I think they're just straight up. Straight up Boros, from what I remember. I think we played this exact build like 2 weeks ago. Thank you for the donation, Dusty. And yeah, I'll definitely check out the article on the Arena subreddit because that sounds interesting. Can you ask chat if their Pioneer tournaments fire? My LGS tries to make Pioneer happen, but I don't think it's happened maybe once. So chat, we've talked about this a bit. How is Pioneer doing for you locally? Like, is Pioneer doing well for you in your local area? Well enough to have people play it and whatnot. Well, I think we gotta kill stuff. Damn them all away. This time it is a Plague win. Very dead. So actually, like, it's well supported here in South Africa. That's good. Just drafted, play Commander. We had it run for a few months, and then COVID happened. Yeah, that's I think what happened in a lot of places. It is tape on my headset, but don't worry, I got another one ordered. I only use this one headset. This is the headset that I've always used and I really love. So that's not a great showdown. So I refuse to get other headsets because I know this one sounds good, but they're out of print now, so you got to get used ones, and they've gotten a lot harder to find. So now when they break, and the one thing I do dislike about them is they do break relatively easily, but now when they break, I have to go through a huge search to find a replacement. But a replacement has been found. It is ordered. It should be here before Monday's stream. Or actually Tuesday. It might be Tuesday's stream because of spoiler videos, but next week's stream. It's in the mail. It's in the mail. I found a used one on eBay. Oh, maybe that's not the right term, but they have new versions now. But I don't want the new versions. I want this specific one. What is the name of it? Palantronics Gamecom 780 or 788. Those are the absolute ideal that is the perfect headset. If our opponent has another brought back, I guess we can. Okay, they're gonna ephemerate it. All right, so opponent's gonna have a Fury. I guess we can chump block it or vindicate it. Okay, I guess this is fine. So opponent Furies, blah, 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 blah. Nothing to deal damage to. Hey, see you, Donos. Thanks for hanging out. We have a pod 2 weeks ago, and there's people who want to play, but people love Modern right now. Yeah, I think the love of Modern is also part of it. I was actually considering streaming. Okay, opponent's running things out. Oh, I mean, I guess that's cute. They get to blink the showdown of the Scalds and draw a bunch more cards. It's actually pretty powerful. Well, maybe we're in trouble if our opponent's just going to get to draw 4 every turn. All right, a bunch of Furies. Opponent passes. I feel like we're dead. Like, I feel like we literally are dead now. So we have to kill the Fury. But there isn't any point in playing anything. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a cool synergy. I guess our opponent's got all the right stuff, but just permanent draw 4 per turn is kind of insane in Boros. Have you tried an updated version to see if it's something you might enjoy? Or is it, I like this one, I don't need something else? Well, I've had, so when I first started making content, there were other ones that I used, but they didn't sound anywhere near as good as this one. So now I'm really skeptical and nervous about getting another one because I'm afraid it's going to sound way worse. So I know that this one sounds good, so I try to stick with it. I'm afraid that I'll buy another one and it'll have worse sound quality, but maybe that's this would definitely be a synergy, I think. I think this is pretty clearly a synergy. It seems like a strong synergy, but you know what? I'm actually just gonna concede. Opponent's just gonna draw their entire deck. We've had some incredibly long, incredibly grindy matches. We don't gotta sit there while our opponent draws their deck and eventually finds a Kiki. I will say, I feel like this sideboard has been kind of not very helpful in our matches. not very helpful at all. I'll bring in Kaya's Guile. Go down Inquisitions. Run it like that. Mirror does shut down Evoke. I don't know if it's worth bringing in, though. Like, I don't know how essential the evoking is to our opponent's plan. I'm guessing the answer is not very. This hand's fine, but doesn't really do anything. Alright, well, this will keep. Timeless Dragon to the bottom. Well, we'll see. We can't really eat Smallpox until turn 3, but we still have a Smallpox for turn 3 potentially. Although Brought Back seems pretty good against Unique New York. Pretty good against Smallpox. Opponent can just get all their stuff back. What was I thinking about streaming? Wait. What was I thinking? Did I say I was thinking about streaming something? Turok. Well, Godless Shrine, untapped. Timeless Dragon. Well, Godless Shrine. Pass the turn. Well, next turn we get to Smallpox. And that also will get us our green mana for Banefultress. And now we get Turok, and then we'll see opponent. Why was Smallpox darken out? It's fine now, but yeah. I think just Moto being weird. Cleansing Wildfire. Sure. Interesting. Opponent passes. Well, Godless Shrine. Untapped. Smallpox. Discard the land. Sack the flagstones. Get a Triome. And yeah, your go. Well, that was not horrible. Opponent untaps. I mean, I think we got to keep him off resources, basically, is the main plan. Opponent passes. Land? Thoughtseize. Well. Draw some cards. Find a land. Oh, no! Oh, no. We drew cards, but we did not find a land. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that's not good. I get really lucky. I'm employed by LGS. Like, about 2 years ago, we started taking in video games and consoles. I bought an Xbox 360 because I wanted the controller so I could play games on my PC. It came with a decent headset, Turtle Beach Ear Force. Ooh, and there was a box on top of that had a second headset. My manager asked if the second one came with it or was being sold separately. I didn't care either way, to be honest. He said we paid like $10 for the entire thing, so if I wanted the other headset, go ahead. I think that was the last year. I looked it up on eBay, and they were going for $100 a pop, and I got two of them. The Xbox controller, two headsets cost me $50. That's Canadian dollars. Wow, that is impressive. Oh. Well. That's not good. Yeah, this is looking pretty over. Huh. Well, the grindiest 3-2 in the history of Magic. Magus of the Moon, eh? Boy. So the problem is we didn't hit that land last turn. I think I would play it the same way, because we're getting a draw 3. I don't think we can not. Yeah, we're just. I mean. Yeah, I mean that is it. I think we only have one more basic swamp. They have ephemerates to protect this. Yeah. Oh, we needed to hit a land when we had that painful truce. Whiffing on that land so we couldn't follow up with a Thoughtseize is just gonna be the game about it. I'm assuming it's just like a random one of, but Lingering Souls that we can't cast. I mean, we played the Turok, but I'm not sure what our long-term path to doing anything is. We don't have any planes, so we will never be... With this out, we'll never be able to cast white stuff. And we have one more swamp, and all of our good cards are double black. We can't Smallpox, we can't Vindicate, we can't Liliana. I actually don't... I wish I could... Let's look at our deck list. Is there anything... Is there anything... Are we just like... Is our one out drawing one swamp? I guess? I'm not sure there's any... Okay, Sanctifier and back. Exiles the graveyard. About it. Swamp? No. We will pass the turn. Yeah, is there anything... Inquisition? No. Can't cast that, can't cast that, that. Yeah, I mean... It is draw one swamp. We have a single swamp. Yawgmoth would be a mountain, right? Or no? Would it... I assume it'd be a mountain when it enters the battlefield. So I don't think Urborg would work. About it. Hits us. Lingering Souls. Well, discard. Yeah, I mean... flashback Lingering Souls and Jump Block, I feel like we're... I mean, we're fighting Incline. I just don't think there's an actual out. That's the issue. Like, we can do this stuff to maybe stay alive for another few turns, but I don't think any of this stuff leads to us actually winning. But we'll play it out. At least for a couple more turns. Once they play a Fury or something, then they just win immediately. Well, we pass the turn. About it. I guess maybe we should have held on to the... Okay, Solitude. Sure. And there's Ephemerate. Wipes out everything. Well, Magus of the Moon. Live by the Blood Moon. Die by the Blood Moon. We do not have Solitude. Wow. So we got a treasure chest. We did feed the kids. A little snack. I don't know what to say about this deck. We posted a winning record. It is... Firelit Thicket. These lands used to be so valuable, and now they've just been reprinted so much, and no one plays them any. They also used to be playable. That's probably the bigger thing. They do have sweet art, though. I can't wait to go back to Lorwyn Shadowmar just for the art. The art is so cool. Like, even that, just Firelit Thicket, it's just unique. It's creepy and haunting, and I want more Lorwyn Shadowmar art. But, so what we learned about this deck, the deck's competitive, but it is ridiculously grindy. So expect, if you're going to play it, to play some of those games we played, where we played a bunch of like 45-minute, hour-long grind matches. We played some really interesting matches, though. So yeah, the deck is sweet. It's grindy. I don't think it's busted or anything, but Timeless Dragon actually felt pretty good in this deck. I still don't think it's good in general. But because we're trying to discard things to Smallpox and Liliana, because we don't want creatures in our graveyard for Nether Spirit, it actually is really synergistic in this deck. But Oh, on that note, everyone, I believe that brings us to the end of our stream for tonight. There is good news, which is we'll be back next week. But in the meantime, reminders, replay YouTube. That's where you'd find all the old streams, including this one in the future, normal YouTube. Tomorrow's Much Brew. Playing some more Modern. Check it out. It's a sweet one. One more reminder that our sponsor tonight is Card Kingdom. And if you need some magical cards, you can get them from cardkingdom.com. Even get a goldfish sticker. Let them know you want one. They'll hook you up. Most importantly, thank you to all of you. Seriously, y'all are amazing and awesome and spectacular, and I love each and every one of you. Have an amazing night. Have an amazing weekend. Thanks for hanging out and being awesome. Seriously, I appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all next week.